It's Trisha, Just Trish, and Oscar, and Moses too. Hi guys, welcome back to Just Trish. It's a podcast for now, but we're manifesting a TV show. I was just telling Oscar, I want to do this every single day. Like, it's actually so much fun. I'm so shook that people watch this. Like, you guys know I'm in a flop era right now. Like, everything I do seems to flop. I've done like 5 podcasts that like have flop. And I was shocked. I was shocked people cared and watched it. And I'm very exciting on the flop channel. Everyone's like, it should be Trish Talks. If you guys look at the past videos on this channel, I've done a Trish Talks. I've done Dish or Trish. I have like all the Trish puns. And a lot of people tell you not to put your name in a title. They're like, no, don't. But I just love Trish everything. I love branding Trish. I mean, again, like, would you wear a shirt that says Just Trish? It's like, I would. Would you wear one?
Oh, you know I would. I still wear my Trisha Paytas Heartbreak Tour merch all the time.
No way!
Yeah.
Did you get it when you came? Because we did an interview at the tour, which is like, I was in my skinny era then. But is that when you got it? Or did you come to the show?
No, but we did your rehearsals, and then
Yes.
you literally just like, come to my car. I have shirt. And then you went through a box in your car, and you said, here, take a shirt. And I
I'm
said,
the modern
okay.
day Angeline. Here's the shirts out of my trunk. I would love to get Angeline on the show.
I think she could be a get, don't you think?
She literally lives like off my exit. Like, we see her pink Corvette all the time. Like, I would love Angeline. I also would really love The Weeknd.
Abel.
Oh, is he not The Weeknd anymore?
No. He rebranded to just Abel, actually.
No
yeah.
way. No, but he still goes by The
Post
Weeknd on
the
Instagram.
Idol. I think if he's if he's acting, producing, I think he's Abel, and I think if he's in music, he's The Weeknd. I think.
I felt like The Weeknd today. I just feel like his energy and his vibes. They were playing songs for me in the glam today. They were like showing me songs like he did with like Ariana Grande and stuff like that, and I was like, how have I never heard of him before The Idol? And I'm obsessed with him.
You live in a weird Trish bubble, that's for sure. Like, you've hardly heard a Taylor Swift song.
I know.
You don't know who Doja Cat is. It's
we were briefing a little
surreal.
bit beforehand, and you're like, Doja Cat, and you're telling me how many followers she had, and I was like, I think we talked about this recently because I was like, I don't know a Doja Cat song. So then Mo was like, you heard it on TikTok, so he'd play me the TikTok songs. I was like, okay, but it was a Say So. Why don't you say so? That's Doja Cat. I wouldn't have been able to tell you what she looked like or anything like that. I know she was a cat at the Met Gala. Like, I know that was like a thing. But The Weeknd, like, I literally just knew he dated Selena Gomez, and I didn't know. But I'm in my Weeknd era, Abel era. What are we in? Abel era. Right? But then I was like, I literally tweeted him because I was like, oh, can you come on my podcast? Like, whatever. I tweeted him like last week. And then I just didn't realize like how popular he was. Like, he literally tweeted that he sold out like more shows than Michael Jackson or something. And I was like,
he's
crazy.
He's done the Super Bowl. He's very, very popular.
What year?
It was a couple years ago. Maybe
The Weeknd did the Super Bowl?
Yes. It was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
Was it everything? Was it a hit?
You see, I'm mostly like a pop girl.
Right, same.
Yeah. So
but The Weeknd is a little pop, no?
He is a little pop, yeah.
He sounds like Michael Jackson. The Ariana Grande song I heard is like, oh, it sounds like Michael Jackson or something.
I like when he collabs with Ari, but, you know, I pretty much exclusively listen to Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo.
And he has not collabed with her.
No, neither. So,
really?
Speaking of, it turns out that there's a study of college kids that shows the kids with the highest GPA listen to Taylor Swift the most. But also right under was The Weeknd.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's what you should have let off with. Wait, what?
Yeah, so
what?
I think we're smarter than we think.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy because I'm a new Weekender. You know what I mean? Like, that's so weird. Those two were the top 2?
I think it was like Taylor Swift, SZA, but in The Weeknd. But it was very close.
Who's SZA?
You don't know SZA?
No.
I just killed my ex.
Okay, I know from TikTok.
And then need a big boy. I need a big. You know,
oh yeah,
TikTok.
TikTok.
Song? Yes. Okay, I was thinking of TikTok.
If you get popular on TikTok, then you're popular.
Yeah, that's what I had to explain in TikTok sounds.
Yeah. I love those. I know all the sounds on TikTok for sure.
So those are like the top.
Wow. Random. I wonder what the correlation between those 3 are.
I know. Well, it was mostly men that are listening to The Weeknd and mostly females that are listening
Oh, really?
to Taylor Swift and SZA, yeah.
Oh, why would I think I would feel like
But he's also big in both, but he was #1 in men and then like number 2 or 3 in women.
No way.
But overall 2 or 3. Yeah,
I guess I want to know what kind of music men listen to.
Yeah.
Like, Moses listens to Kate Bush.
Yeah, I don't think Kate Bush was on that. But I think if they did like adults, I feel like smart adults probably listen to Kate Bush.
Who do you listen to? The fact that you know Kate Bush, I didn't even know who she was when I met him.
Yeah, Stranger Things.
Well, now that's what became big, but I didn't. I mean, he was like a Kate Bush fan before Stranger Things. I could see him collaborating with Taylor Swift. I don't know like anything about it. I just really love The Idol, you guys. Like, I hated The Idol slander. That was my show. I hope it comes back. And can you please watch it? Can you please watch it so we have something to
Yeah, I think I will.
bond
I'll
over?
go back and watch it for you. I have enough reasons to. You, Troy, Jenny.
Yes!
Lily bros.
Oh,
Yeah.
like Abel.
Well,
I love him. I don't know why. I feel like anyone who kind of like similar, like looks like me, I think I'm like, oh, you know what? I could be him. Like anybody I see myself in.
I did forget that you the comparisons between you. And
Yes,
yeah,
I feel like a lot of people think we like look alike, and so I heard that like even before I knew who like The Weeknd was, like people had told me, and I was like, oh really? Like I didn't know who it was, and then when I got to, I was like, oh, we have the same vibes, kind of. And when I got dressed this morning, like literally, I've been singing it. Like you guys heard me, I've been singing it. Like I can't feel my face. That's like the only one I know because I looked him up on Wikipedia. Apparently, he had a substance abuse problem, like ketamine. So I'm like, maybe he wrote the song "I Can't Feel My Face with You" when he was like on ketamine, because that's how I feel. You can't feel your face when you're on ketamine. It was on his Wikipedia, so don't come for me because I was just like, I'm fascinated by him. God, I get on these obsessions. How do you feel about my obsessions, babe? Do you think it's like weird, like when I get obsessed with guys? Because I think it's kind of weird. I would be weirded if you're like, I'm obsessed with Ariana Grande. I'd be like, why?
No, but that's really what people don't know. That's what creates the flow of creativity that is Trish.
Oh.
Is
my obsessions?
One obsession to the next, to the next. And
That's
its obsession becomes a project.
Interesting.
I love when
becomes
you
a role
hyperfixate.
play.
Yeah, I love when you hyperfixate on something. I'm similar-ish, but I have very specific ones. But you will hop all over and with no reference as far as timeliness or anything at all. Like, it's very surreal. Your Twilight one, I've always loved Twilight. So when all of a sudden you were into Twihard, I lived for that.
Twihard.
Yeah,
we could probably get Taylor Lautner because he has a podcast now.
Ashley Green, I feel like is also.
Who's Ashley Green?
She was the one with the little bob, little pixie cut.
Okay, yes, love her. Is she doing stuff now?
I think she does a podcast too, or she did do a podcast.
Love that, but not Robert Pattinson. He's very anti-Twilight. Everything I see, he's like hates Twilight.
During the Batman press run, it was during the Twilight Renaissance, and he was having some good laughs about it. Same with Kristen Stewart. I think they've come around and see the appreciation.
They
for
embrace
it. Now.
it.
Yeah.
I like when people embrace stuff. I hate when people are like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about that. It's like embrace it. Like Twilight was like iconic.
Same with Hunger Games. Like another franchise that had a fundamental part in my.
I think we're like, this is where the age gap comes in. Like we're only 5 years apart, but this is why I tell people like it's like hard for me to date people younger because it's like Hunger Games. Like I don't get it. I saw the first one. I'm like, I don't get it.
Oh my God.
Like what's the meaning behind it? Like what's the purpose? Why are you feeling some type of way about the Hunger Games?
There is some, I love a fierce girl getting stuff done.
Okay.
And I think the fact that she was against all odds. She was the underdog. She was fighting for her sister. Okay. She was put in this love triangle, but really it was about her survival. And she was serving looks in the Capitol. It has a little bit of
I don't know about the
everything.
looks. I don't think serving looks. Sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm all about glam, but like that braid.
Her dress when she spun around and she caught on fire, that was iconic. That was
Lenny Kravitz
string.
did it. You're such a feminist. I didn't know.
Honestly, I think I'm. Yeah,
Love
I think
that.
especially in a post-Barbie world.
I feel like this is the category of today's conversation because, okay, on one hand, I'm so with you. Like Barbie movie, love. But do you have Snow White? Okay, I have note cards, by the way. I did notes too today. I was prepared, you guys, because everyone's like, Oscar's doing all the work, which is very true. He is very beneficial to this podcast. But I was like, oh, I have some topics. So look at my Trish cards. Just Trish, just Trish. And instead of hot takes, we're doing Trish takes, Trish takes. We're just doing everything Trish, even though there's other people involved. But I have my cards too. But no, I feel like this is a very big theme. So like I love the Barbie movie, got some backlash for being anti-men. Do you think people are actually upset? Or you think people just want to say this to like get attention?
I think a little bit of both. I think people are so the conservative like movement, quote unquote, is so extreme, whereas like they will take anything and like milk it, especially something that's as big as the Barbie movie. It's like literally a pop culture phenomenon. It's almost cool to hate on a thing that's popular and to take something that's so big and like run the opposite, Right,
yeah.
It just makes you stand out, especially in that like echo chamber of like negativity where it's like people want someone to agree. If people don't like it, they want to find someone who agrees with them.
It's like the Barbie movie. I was like, really? How are you going to be like so offended? It's literally Barbie's.
It's dolls.
It's Barbie
it's like
again.
made for girl. You know what I mean? Like the Barbie itself is like a toy made for girls, like how it was brought up and marketed. So it's like what you went into it what did you expect it to be?
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like that's the thing. It wasn't like anti-men. It was just pro-women,
Totally. Yeah.
All they did was just like put in Barbie land, put men where women were in the real world. That's really the tea.
Right, the flip.
So if you're that upset with that, then what do you think it's like for women?
No, it was actually so crazy when I saw that. I was like, oh. And can I tell you, like, I used to be such a Ryan Gosling hater. Like, I was such a hater on Ryan Gosling. Like, I don't know why. Like, a secret hater. I never, like, left comments up for him or anything like that. I'm not that hater. But I used to be such a secret hater. People would, like, watch The Notebook. Can't stand The Notebook. No, watch La La Land. Literally, we didn't even finish it. We tried to watch it, like, a month ago and could not finish La La Land. And then what was the other movie we watched? Oh, Crazy Sexy Love. And I was like, God, he's just really not good. Like, I was such a Ryan Ryan Gosling hater. I was like, he's not good. I don't find him attractive. Like, again, this is a secret hater. I don't know why I'm saying all that. Obviously, Ryan Gosling, you're fine. But Barbie, I was obsessed with him. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like obsessed with Ryan Gosling. I got it. I was like, he's so funny. He's so like, he's singing. I was like, oh my God, he's singing. He's so cute. He's like, I was obsessed with Ryan Gosling. Someone said he was going to get nominated for Oscar. I don't know how true that is, but.
I think there's like an aggressive campaign for him. I would want to see Margot Robbie because it's a Barbie movie. The women should definitely be acknowledged. I think America Ferrera and Margot Robbie should also be
great.
considered.
Did you catch at the end? Did you follow America Ferrera's career? Have you followed her?
Yeah, since like Gotta Kick It Up.
Okay, did you catch at the end when he said that? I was like, wait, is that a reference?
Yeah. And that's
her
real. I think so. And it's like her real husband too, which makes
it was?
Yeah, that's her real life husband.
Okay, because that was also like random. I mean, is he an actor? Because I was like, this is kind of a random role. He didn't really add to the story.
I know. I think it was. I kind of feel like it was a little bit random, But
I almost thought like the husband was dead. The way she was talking about like, I've been lonely, and then he's like there,
they were definitely split,
learning Spanish for her. I was like, girl, why are you lonely? Your husband's
I know,
Spanish.
But I guess that also kind of reflects like the Barbie journey of like he's just Ken,
Oh,
like,
totally. Okay, I get that. Yeah, it was great when he said "Si su puede." I was like, it means yes, I can.
Yeah, that
right?
left a mark. Yes, as a Latina, yeah, I can
I'm so no. From the movie Gotta Kick It Up, it was yes, I can, not that.
Not because I'm Latina.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And I love it. Makes me so happy that the Barbie is like a big phenomenon. Like I love going to the movie theater and seeing everyone in pink.
Yeah. Did you wear pink?
Yeah, of course.
I love that. Me too.
It just made me so happy. Cinema was back, baby. It was an experience going to see Barbie. It was
so fun. Like I went twice this weekend, and it was so fun just to like see everyone excited for movies again. I love movies. I'm a movie person. I love
me too.
Theaters.
And it's been so long since I feel like there's been such excitement for the movies again, and I left so happy. Like it was emotional, but I left feeling good.
Yeah, movies are like an escape. I love movies. I'll go see any movie that's out. I love it.
Me too.
No, it's great. Hardy Neff is in everything.
Yeah,
I love her. She's in The Idol.
Yeah, is she really?
So good. She plays a Vanity Fair reporter,
right?
God. Isn't that what she is? A Vanity Fair reporter who does it on the spoiler. She interviews Jocelyn, and she's so good. And the first time we saw her, I think, was in You, which I'm obsessed with You. I love Penn Badgley. I don't think he would like me. I think he's very like he just seems like someone who's kind of like an almond mom. You know what I mean? Like a crunchy mom. That would not like me, be like, you're too much.
Anti-consumerism kind of.
Right, there you go. That's what it is. Consume. But he has a great podcast I listen to all the time, and I actually really I'm obsessed with You because like I really think that's like based off of me. I feel like they wrote that show because that's like totally me. Like I understand his psyche, you know what I mean? I mean, he's crazy, but I mean, obviously not towards the end, but like at the first season, I was kind of like, oh, I can never understand obsessions with people. I never followed her. Right. Yeah. Minus that part. Okay, Snow White, though. Did you see all this controversy?
Yes.
Did you see Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot's interview talking about this?
No, I didn't see their interview talking about it.
Okay, so they recently just did one, and it was all over my TikTok page saying that. And I love Rachel Zegler. Can I tell you, I was like the OG. I'm sure there's a tweet somewhere, like literally like 10 years ago, of me tweeting a cover of one of her songs of Hamilton. I was like, how are you not so famous? And then like she's everywhere. And I love her. So this is like really not any shade towards her or Gal Gadot. Love Gal Gadot too. She was supposed to be Barbie. Love Gal Gadot. But they did this interview on the red carpet like a couple days ago. And they're like, what's different about this movie, Snow White? What can we expect? And Rachel Zegler was just like, it's not 1937. The prince is not going to save her. She does not care about true love. She wants to be a leader, and that's what she's born to do. And that's it. That's what it's about. And everyone's like, but this is Snow White. Like, why don't you just make a whole new movie about another like princess that like wants to be a leader? Why are you doing Snow White when there's no prince that's going to save you? Mm-hmm. And okay, but now you're ultra feminist. What do you think about this? Like, I feel okay. Go ahead. Go.
See, I think my thing is when everything has been a certain way for a really long time, and I think we're in this point in history where it's kind of like the cusp, and you have to almost go so aggressively the other way in order to make up for a lot of the time that has been like lost. So, but I do get it because it's kind of like you don't want to twist the original story so much that it's not the original story. You know what I mean? It's almost like a new take on it. Mm-hmm. So if you're gonna say you're gonna do a live action of the cartoon, you should hold similar things in common. Like The Little Mermaid did a good job with it, I think, where they changed the little parts of it to make it not so old fashioned as far as like what her motivations. Mm-hmm. Ariel was like wanted to explore, and that was her thing. It wasn't specifically about the prince. And
I think Aladdin did that too. I think Jasmine was also. Oh, can I say though? I kind of did have an issue with that because Jasmine got to be the Sultan, and I'm kind of like, oh, can't we just like the romanticize the fantasy? A man just like comes and save us. You know what I mean? I was single, independent for so long, and I still am. Like I'm still boss babe, like all this stuff like that. But I'm telling you, like there is something very romantic and something wonderful about finding like true love and like finding a Prince Charming that kind of like somewhat saves you. And you can still be boss, you can still be leader, which I guess Aladdin kind of did then. Like she's Sultan and has Aladdin, which is like cool. That I get. But to not have like any prince, again, that's what they said in this interview, so I don't know. But to not have any prince and to not like care about that, I'm like, I wish we could just have one where that is it. Because don't you just want to be rescued sometimes? Like sometimes as a strong, independent girl, boss, babe, all this stuff like that, sometimes you just want to be like rescued and carried. You know, you just kind of want to be, can you just help me? I've been doing so much for so long. The minute he took out the trash, I was like, I'm so in love. I've been doing that my whole life. I'm so tired. I have to work. And the Barbie monologue was so great with America Ferrera because you have to do so much and everything. It's sometimes nice to just be saved.
Yeah, and I don't think I think it's such a complex kind of thing too, because it's not anti-feminist to want that either. You know what I mean? It's
right.
All because you want to kind of have a little bit of a traditional element in a relationship or in entertainment. That doesn't mean you're anti-feminist also. You know, It's very complex and it's not black and white. I do think in media, it's good to kind of have that angle though, just because like I said, we've had so much media where it is that case, you know. Even like early 2000s, it was all very much like your woman is defined by the relationship, and you know, it's kind of like in Barbie, you take off your glasses and you're like all of a sudden you're the hot girl. Like we've had so much of that, so it is nice to now have this wave of something that's a little bit different, you know. And I do think like right now I think it is aggressively
anti-men.
It's like, yeah, it's kind of just like the opposite right now, right? But I think in a couple of years it'll kind of even out because we've made up for that like lost time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's like a little too pushy with it, and especially with Disney, and it's like, and these are classics since you love. Everyone's like, just remake a different movie because they're also doing magical creatures. That's a hot topic right now. Have you seen this on Snow?
No, I love the Trish take. We're bringing different
Trish takeover. Okay, how have you not seen this? This has been everywhere. And honestly, it makes me so upset, and maybe it shouldn't be, but like, okay, so this has been everywhere. Like everyone's been talking about this. Is same thing with the Snow White movie. Is everyone is upset because they're not the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, it's Snow White and the Magical Creatures.
Oh, yes. No, I did see this.
Yeah. So they did not cast, and this is the politically correct way to say it. I did look it up. Dwarf. You can call them dwarf actors, right? Is that?
I think so,
yeah. I looked it up because I just want to make sure, because Piers Morgan had on, I have my note. I want to make sure I get his name right. Is Dylan Postal, who is, I think he might have been a wrestler too, everyone was saying, but he is a dwarf actor. So he was on there saying that that's what they go by, and, you know, stuff. And Weeman also was talking about this. So basically, Peter Dinklage, you know him from Game of Thrones, and was in a ton of movies, Elf, all the stuff like that, was basically said like last year, like Disney, this is like not progressive, like whatever. And then Disney like changed it, and we're like, okay, we're gonna have magical creatures. We're not gonna hire, I think there's one dwarf actor in there, and I think all the rest are just like, I don't know what they call them, like average size people, I don't know. And so all these dwarf actors now are like upset because they're like, this is like our moment, like the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is being remade, like this is like, and so it's kind of the opposite of inclusive. Like they're like, Disney was trying to be like politically correct, but now you're like not including them at all. Like it's, and so they were very like upset, and they're very upset with Peter Dinklage, who was an elf, and one of the like jokes is about being like a dwarf and being like, oh, it's a little elf. So he's like monetized, he's like he's gotten money off of this, and now he's trying to take away, like all these people are like pissed because like what, and Weeman too, he like joined into it and be like, this is like so unfair, like this is our roles, like what?
Yeah, that makes sense because like you said, there's not a lot of roles for them. So now all of a sudden there's an opportunity for basically 7 jobs, right? For these actors. So it does make sense that all of a sudden now you're taking away roles that finally there's like opportunity for these people to get jobs, and now they don't have that opportunity anymore.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage's argument was like, you know, we should just play any characters. It doesn't have to be for, you know, specifically dwarf actors, which is very true. But like he was saying is like, you know, I'm not going to get a part that goes to like Ryan Reynolds or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Deadpool necessarily, which, you know, they should be and could be. But he's saying, you know, when there's a specific role that's so specifically your type, and those are given to actors of like average size that can like play any role, you know, that's when they're like a little annoyed. And there was someone, I think it was a Piers Morgan we were watching, which is like, when do you ever agree with Piers Morgan? Never. But they had like he called himself a wokey. This guy was like, I'm a wokey or whatever. And he was like, no, like, you know, and he's like debating this, like this actor that, Dylan, and saying like, you know, they're just trying to be, I don't know.
I think that makes sense because it's almost like if a role is like for a person of color, like if it's an adaptation from a book or something, right, and that character is written to be a person of color, and you made them white, like that, you're taking away something from a minority and giving it to a majority. So I think it's maybe a little bit similar to that. Like, these people are a minority and this is finally an opportunity for them. And then all of a sudden you're taking that away and giving it to a majority, which is like the average height people.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something like that. And I can understand that.
I guess that goes kind of to this other debate then of like, you know, in Glee, what was his, Kevin McHale, I think is his name, was not in a wheelchair, but playing, I forget his name in the show, but playing Artie in a wheelchair. Like, should that have gone to someone in a wheelchair?
Yeah, I didn't think.
Yes,
I should have.
Right.
And it's funny. I think they kind of course corrected, quote unquote, a little bit because I remember in the Glee Project.
I love the Glee Project.
Oh my god,
so niche.
Are we the only two people that watched the Glee Project?
I love the Glee Project.
Too. And then they had that actress. I forget her name, but she was in a wheelchair. And then they
she's on Broadway now. She's like in Oklahoma.
She won
She's
a Tony.
great. Yeah, I know. I forgot her name too. I love her.
But
she was in Murders in the Building too. Yeah, she's great.
With Lena.
Yeah. Yes, Lena. Who knows the weekends? Lena, if you know the weekend.
Back to Abel.
Yes.
Yeah. But I feel like maybe they try to course correct, and then even though she didn't win, she was like in a few episodes. But yeah, I think.
Oh, is that why they did? Oh, right. Like you think they maybe were trying to be like, okay, we'll put.
And I mean, she was obviously really talented anyway.
Of course.
Then I think they were at a point where they saw that maybe they shouldn't have done that. Maybe, and then
I think with those like very specific things, I think it's like like if there's roles for that, like and those people should play all the characters. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I think it kind of works like that, right? Like they should be, if you're in a minority, you should not be shut out of playing something that's in the majority.
Right.
But if a role is written for someone in a minority, then they should also be like the first ones to get that.
What do you think about
opportunity? I think
gay roles. Like, do you think only gay actors should only play gay roles?
I don't know. I don't know if it's as like black and white. I think it definitely helps when a gay actor gets the gay role, I think if it was up to me, I think that should be the first choice, because I think, like you said, there's not like as many opportunities. I mean, there's people like Pedro Pascal, like there's actors that do play like straight roles. And
wait, is Pedro Pascal gay?
Yeah, he's gay.
Is he out?
He's out, but he hasn't. It's not like he's not branded as that. No, he's like because he like follows like OnlyFans guys on Instagram. Like
I did not.
He's like out, but not.
Yeah. But I kind of love that too, because it's like there is that spectrum. All my gay friends are there's some that are like very out and love to do pride, and then there's some that just like low key like doesn't define them.
Doesn't
matter,
exactly. And I think Pedro's kind of in that too. But
interesting.
Yeah, I like that they can like gay people can play straight roles and have it not be a big deal. But I think like kind of similar. They should be the first ones looked at for gay roles. I think that makes sense.
I agree. I feel like with straight roles, whatever, anyone play them, whatever, everybody plays them, but I think with like gay roles, especially like gay icons like Freddie Mercury, Elton John, I know both of those guys were straight. Right? Mm-hmm. And like I do think there is like a little bit like I don't know, I just feel like there could have been like a gay actor that could have played those, because that like is what embodies, that's what that person stands for, especially someone like Freddie Mercury and Elton John, who are very like, that's they pro-gay, all the stuff like they do for the gay community. It should be someone to play them, I guess. I don't know.
And I'm not on the fence. I'm not like aggressively, not gonna watch it just because a straight actor is playing it. But it is in the back of my mind a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel. I'm kind of more aggressively about it. I'm kind of like thinking they should go to gay actors, because there's so many talented gay actors that don't get to play straight because they are gay or they're open or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Interesting. How did we get on that? Oh, we were talking about the Snow White. Yeah. So Snow White's shrouded in controversy right now, which is like crazy. And they're and also the outfit they put, Rachel's like,
I know,
awful. It is sad. This whole movie's sad. I really think they just need to like pull it and like maybe cast all dwarf actors, because like honestly, like it's iconic. Dwarf actors don't have a problem with this except for one, Peter Dinklage, but all the other people are like, give us these roles, we want these roles. And I think everybody else is like, yeah, we want to see that. So
yeah, and I get that it's dicey, like it's hard to please everyone, but yeah, dude, at the end of the day, I think if you were taking opportunities away from a minority, then you should rethink it. That's kind of like my perspective.
No, for sure. I think when it's like that, like Aladdin, they did a really good job casting like everyone, all from like the Middle East and like all the different cultures. I think that's like important. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's good. Oh, speaking of the weekend, and then we're like, sorry, back to Abel. You did not hear about this. BOBBI ALTHOFF, her podcast with Drake.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this, and
so you don't know who BOBBI is?
No, we're on different talks,
which is crazy. But I'm shocked, because don't we see this everywhere? Like I feel like we see her interview with Drake everywhere, and you're like, I don't know. You said you don't follow Drake news. Is he canceled? Everyone's canceled, but
again,
I'm canceled.
It's like I just more follow the girlies, and he kind of he has this thing where he always tries to release music when a big female artist is releasing music,
What?
and it really irks me.
You think?
Yeah, he did it with Taylor for her last album.
Goes back to Taylor
and
Swift.
he was salty when she beat him on the chart. Of course, she's gonna come out on top.
He was salty?
Yeah, he like posted a salty little Instagram story after Taylor like beat him on the charts the second week.
What did he say?
He just posted because she released like remixes of Anti-Hero, and he was like basically throwing shade that she had to release a remix to stay at number 1.
Wow, the fact that she could release a remix and be at number 1 is kind of impressive.
Yeah, exactly. Drake.
Wow.
So Aubrey.
Okay.
Aubrey.
Right, that was the whole thing on this interview was him. First, I didn't know. I love that. Like, I love that they have these like pseudonyms, like they're Drake and then they're Aubrey and they're Weeknd and they're Abel. Like, I think that's kind of everything. But yeah, he was on this. Again, I don't follow Drake. I don't follow anyone. But this girl's like a TikToker. I only know her as being a TikToker. She's kind of a very like, how would you describe her sense of humor? Like, I don't know. Is she like a character? Like,
yeah, she's in character and she's like very, I don't know, trying to be funny. Like you see that she's in character. It's heavy.
But how would you describe that character?
She's very dry, sarcastic, and like she'll do horrible stuff to her, like as a mom, but be very dry about it.
She has like a baby. She called Rich. I don't know. It's so hard to explain to someone who doesn't know. But she's on TikTok. She has the only way. I should put a trigger warning for this. The only way I could kind of describe it is like Miranda Sings, kind of.
Oh,
like a little like awkward.
Yeah.
Not
that level.
Right.
But, yeah.
But there's like the dry, which I never get that. I never get that interaction. Like I don't understand that kind of humor. Maybe people compared it to like Between Two Ferns. Did you ever see that podcast with Zach Galifianakis? So people are comparing it. I don't get the sense of humor at all. Like at first I like, is this a character? Apparently she's a character. But she had Drake on, and she only had 4 episodes, by the way. So only 4 episodes, and she's had Drake. So we can do our 4th episode with Abel. If you know what I mean. I wonder who's more popular, Drake or The Weeknd.
That's actually a good question because they both are very successful.
Probably
I think
The Weeknd
right now.
Yeah, because of the Idol.
Yeah.
But I think, well, he probably can't come on until after the strike, which is like fine, which hopefully gets resolved. I don't know if we can talk about that. Whatever. I don't know what we can talk about. I just don't want to get canceled. But yeah, she has all these people, and I'm like, the people are saying she's like an industry plant because it's like, how do you get these big guests? Because she has like another rapper named Lil Yachty coming on next week.
I know Lil Yachty.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how is she getting all these people when she only has 4 episodes?
Yeah, you gotta. I'm gonna have to do some investigative journalism because she's probably like a bigger company or something is behind.
Someone said a Nepo baby. We heard possibly a Nepo baby, but I didn't find her parents.
Yeah, there's
know.
Yeah, if they aren't even doing like traditional their interviews, there's definitely a reason why they're doing.
She was like, she flips Toronto and she's like, they're in bed. That's like the thing. And she's like married with like kids and stuff like that. And they're talking about their kids or whatever. And I'm just like, this is like, how did this happen? Honestly, like good for her. Like I always, like I said, I'm never a hater. I'm always just like, how does this happen? Because I want to know. Like I want to be able to do this. But it's like, I've been doing social media for like 16 years and I'm just like, how do they get these people?
It's definitely, it gives me industry plan vibe. I don't know
That's what
anything
someone
about
said.
it, but that is my like.
I should have ran this. I thought you would know this. I was going to run this by you, but.
No, especially with like male rappers, female rappers, male rappers. I'm very like.
I love that you're so feminist, like ultra female pro woman.
Yeah, and I don't really notice it until like I start explaining things. I'm like, wow, I really don't like any men. Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. No, I used to be anti-men. I go through eras. Sometimes I'm like, ugh, I'm a little anti-men, but now I still can be anti-men sometimes. I just have such a good man in my life that I'm like, oh, I kind of love men, and they're great, and they're great, and they're awesome, but I don't know.
I think when it just comes, I'm just skeptical when it comes to like pop culture stuff. I think I go out of my way to support women entertainers more so.
Yeah.
Just instinctually, like as a gay person, I just identify more with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it's also just harder for them. So it's like, I think I will go to war for them more often.
And that's so true. That's why I try not to be a hater on anyone. Like I did the Julie Fox podcast actually, and I was talking about Meghan Markle, and I'm like, oh my God, she's so annoying. Like she said she didn't know the Queen was a big deal, and she thought it was medieval times, and I was like kind of being a hater. And they were like, oh, that's, what was the word they used? Misogynist?
Misogynist, yeah.
Misogynist.
Yeah.
They're like, that's like misogynistic. And they're like, that's okay, everyone's misogynistic. I'm like, I'm not misogynistic. But then I kind of understood it in the sense of like, yeah, if you're like, you shouldn't, if you like don't agree with what a woman's doing, like maybe don't tear it down because so many people are trying to, especially Meghan Markle. She was bothering me, but I was like, you know what, let me not talk about this because everyone's trying to tear her down. And yes, she could be cringy and all this stuff like that. But it's like, as a woman, maybe I shouldn't be that one to like also join in with all these people trying to tear her down. Even though I wasn't tearing her down, I was just like, oh my God, she's so annoying. But
yeah,
you know what I mean? I think in general, like women and men, it's better to like lift women up because we already do have it so much harder. I feel like it is a little bit of a double standard. You know, men don't get the same hate for the same things. You know what I mean? Like when I think about stuff that I've gotten, I'm like, if it was a man doing that or saying the things I say, like it is different. So I've become a little more feminist in my, I don't know, maybe I was always a feminist. Some people you always were, because I always consider myself like a stripper or sex worker, and they're like, no, actually, like feminists like support that, like doing what you want with your body. Where I was the opposite, like women judging me for like showing off my body.
I think it was like, I mean, like Megan Fox has talked about this a lot too. Like when she was in Transformers, she kind of missed out in the quote unquote feminist movement.
Yes,
because people should have really been behind her when she was kind of used like as a sex object kind of thing, you know. And then now, of course, like we had that renaissance of Megan Fox, you know, where people kind of saw how messed up that stuff was. So it is interesting. And I don't know, feminism is very complex too.
Very
and
complex.
There's no black or white really when it comes to it. There's so many like gray areas. But for myself, I just like identify and enjoy women in entertainment more.
Totally. Yeah. No, I'm getting there now. I think I was always very insecure and always jealous. I think it comes down to it too. Like as a woman, I was always jealous of other women. I'm just like I said, if I like 10 years ago would look at that BOBBI and be like, she has this podcast. I was like, ugh, she's not even funny. Like, why does she have this person? But now I'm just like, how did you do this? Like what? And I think it's amazing. I think it's great. But I'm just like, you know, I don't think you can call yourself a feminist if you try and tear a woman down. Something along the lines that it's like not worthy of, like if you didn't commit a crime or something.
Exactly. I was gonna say, obviously, if like a woman commits a crime, a serious crime, and is actually guilty of something, then that's like a completely different.
Totally, like you don't have
situation.
to defend her.
Yeah.
Who was the one? I don't even know what you can say. The one with Jeffrey Epstein. Who was that woman?
Oh yeah, the short hair.
Yeah, like I feel like maybe her you could.
Yeah, I
not
definitely
like.
think. Yeah, I think that.
I don't know.
I think it's still feminist, like not love her.
Right. I'm like, okay. Here's my shoe cam, by the way. I don't think we have a shoe cam. Can you see it in the cam? Shoes today. You guys, I had to buy a shoe up. Literally since pregnancy, my foot grew long, not just fat, long. Every one of my shoes, I'm going to have to sell on Poshmark, Trish P88. Check it out. Not sponsored, but we sell all my clothes on. I'm going to have to sell every single pair of shoe. Please buy them because I have to buy size 8 shoes now. Like seriously, these are 38, so I'm getting shoe boxes. I'm hiding them from Moses because he's like, you got so many shoes. And I'm like, yeah, but they don't, like they literally don't fit me. You know, you tried to shove my foot in one the other day. I was like trying to squeeze into this shoe. And it grew like tall. So these are 38s, I think. But if you guys want to buy my shoes, I'm telling them on Poshmark because I have to buy all new shoes, literally. And they're all pink because we're doing this. But anyways.
That's kind of iconic.
There's literally so much.
I know. I was like, do you have
Sorry.
more
No, we have more. We have so much.
There's so much to get.
Yeah, I want to hear yours because I feel like, okay, we did all my. I mean, I have so many more.
We do share one though. The Ariana Grande
Oh,
update. Yes. So last week we just learned about their divorce, and I think the day after, all of a sudden, all this tea
literally
came out about this situation.
I think the day ours came out, like the tea came out, and I was
the
like,
day after we filmed. Yeah,
because the last episode, I was like, they're young, maybe that's why they got divorced, and then all this
tea.
tea.
And I was like, you know what? Screw Dalton. I was like,
right. We're like, well, that's what people were thinking, right? It's like, Dalton, whatever, couldn't handle the fame. That's what we were saying. It's like, couldn't handle the fame. Which, like, who started that rumor? They were trying to deflect somewhere.
TMZ, it's like the sources were a little wishy-washy.
TMZ.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. And first and foremost, is this confirmed? Did Ariana or Ethan confirm this?
We just have sources on sources. You know how it is. But
yeah.
So it's very.
I just hope it's not true. Like, I'm just still like kind of team Ariana and being like, girl.
I know.
Because talk about feminism. I think the number one rule of feminism is like, yes, it's the guy's fault for sure, but also like the girl, if you know, like do solidarity and be like, don't even go there. Maybe tell the person like, hey, this person, whatever. But like,
I know, and it's so complicated. So. In case you guys,
it's not complicated. Just don't date someone who's married with. Oh, right.
Yeah, feminism.
Like, how about just don't hook up with someone who's married with a child?
So yeah, if you guys
allegedly
missed it out for some reason, last week after we talked about Ariana getting a divorce from Dalton Gomez, it was revealed that she is dating her Wicked co-star Ethan Slater, who is most famously known for playing SpongeBob on
Which is great.
Broadway.
People are dogging him for that role. He was actually so good on SpongeBob. Like, I was obsessed with that musical.
Yeah, that's not a journey for me, but I'm happy for you.
He's great. He's so talented.
At first, I was shocked just because I'm like, he kind of looks like Frankie Grande.
I saw the side by side.
Yeah, so that was the first thing that made me uncomfy. I didn't know anything about him, but just the look, I was like, it's a little suspect for me. But then more information came out because Ethan was very recently married. And he was actually married when he started filming Wicked and when he met Ariana. And
they were high school sweethearts. Mm-hmm. So recently married, but together for like 10 years.
Yeah, and they have a baby together.
A literal 7-month-old baby.
Mm-hmm.
Younger than Malibu. And I just, that's crazy.
Yeah.
7 months praising her, praising the mom, being like, you're the best mom ever on Mother's Day of this year. Ariana Grande liking the posts. Like, you know for a while, he just had a baby.
And so 4 years married, 10 years together. That's like that's hard.
Oh, 4 years married. So it wasn't just recent.
10 years together. Yeah. That's what Ethan's Instagram post for his wife.
Oh,
was.
he like wrote that like
Yeah,
clear.
that was in November. That was his caption. 4 years married, 10 years together. They did separate. Ethan and his ex-wife. They were separated when.
So they were separated.
They were separated.
Yeah,
so
you don't know the details of that because, like, are they separated because he met Ariana? You know,
and there's no like real clarity like on the dates or like the crossover too. So, but all you really know is in November he was celebrating his then wife,
and May, Mother's Day.
Yeah, so it had to be something that was pretty recent. Yeah.
I hate this so much, and I really hope Ariana. I saw someone like from a PR perspective was like, just say come out and be like, this is not true. Like, this is not the reasons we're not dating. Like, I hope they just like we were talking about this last year, like pandering. Like, just say that to save face because like honestly, that's so ick. That's so ick. If any of this is true, I would squash these rumors so quick. And if we were dating, I would stop dating. I'd be like, we're done. Let's not date because maybe I don't know. She's very very famous, and maybe she's like a clouded head or something, you know, where it doesn't think about this stuff, but. Especially someone postpartum, like you just had a baby, like that's so, like I was just saying this, and this may be like controversial, whatever, but I was just saying that to Moses, like if that was you and it's Ariana Grande, okay, maybe you can't resist her, like hook up with her, don't like leave me and our baby, like keep it low key, I guess hook up with her, you could tell me after, don't tell me, I don't really care, but don't like leave me, I have this baby, I'm postpartum, like even now, if that was like even a thing, I'm like, don't leave me, like I don't know, you know what I mean? It's not even like stay with me because I love you, it's just like stay with me because this shit's hard, like you need support, the baby needs support, like they just like a mother leaving the baby, like a father leaving the baby too. I mean, if you can help it, like don't do it. Like it's crazy. I feel for the mom so much, and I think this is a mom thing, definitely postpartum, like, you know, all the stuff like that. It's just like it's the hardest. It's still so hard. Like being a mom is so hard. Postpartum so hard. All that's so hard, and then dealing with all this, like the separation, all this stuff like that. Even if the guy's like the worst guy ever, like it's like still like try and be there as a support. Don't humiliate me like this. Don't make it such a public thing, especially if she was quote blindsided.
Yeah. So. Sources told Entertainment Tonight that she was actually devastated, quote, by the breakdown of her marriage and that this is not the future she had in mind and she is just doing her best to get back on her feet, which is very sad.
Oh my gosh, I know. And then all this other stuff about Ariana starts coming out, you know, like the Pete Davidson and he was with Cassie Davis. And I like didn't know this cross thing. Or Naya Rivera wrote about her in the book. I didn't know. And it's just like, girl, like you have so many girls that love you. And girl, you can get anybody. You can get anybody you want. It's like, why? Yeah. Do you think it's like a addiction? Like you think she like likes the chase, likes the, you know?
I honestly don't know. So it's, and again, I didn't really think about it until that video did go viral, kind of showing the history. Yeah. With Jai Courtney, and then with Mac Miller when he had cheated on his long-term girlfriend.
That Nomi.
With Nomi. And then it happened again with Big Sean with Naya Rivera in the book. And Naya Rivera talked about it in her book.
Did she say Ariana in her book?
She didn't name Ariana,
they
but
just assumed,
yeah, the timeline, it made sense that. And then Pete, I didn't know about the Pete Davidson, the Cassie David.
For so long they dated.
Yeah.
And then they were like engaged, like him and Ariana, like 3 months later or something.
Yeah, and it's kind of similar where like they were on a break and then, but she was hopeful that she would get back together with Pete, and then she found out like on Instagram that he was dating Ariana Grande.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then even with Dalton, his ex-girlfriend, Ricky Barton, had posted on her Instagram story, when you see your ex with the person they told you not to worry about. And that was when Dalton,
the one she married,
the one she just got divorced from. So there, and then of course there's the song "Break Up with Your Girlfriend Because I'm Bored," which I was like, that's a
people loved that back in the day.
I was like, like period. And now I'm like looking at it a little differently. I'm like,
yeah, I hate it. Because like, okay, look, first and foremost, we have to like clarify, like the guys are so ick for this too. Like the guys are like disgusting. Like the guy I side eye way more. But again, going back to like girls, like, okay, yes, blame the men for sure. But you know, there is some like sort of, like we did talk about like Jordan, but like there's sometimes where you just can't help it. Like someone kisses you and you're just like, oh, don't kiss me or whatever. But then there's this whole like getting in a relationship with another person, like dating. But they haven't confirmed it. Do you think they will? Like they can't possibly like be at a red carpet together.
No, and she's also very like in a post Pete Davidson, like she was so private with her marriage. I think she would also be super private about this too.
So how did it come out? How is this even a rumor?
It was like weird sources. Like it came out, and I do think it's true because, like you said, it would have been denied by now. You know. And that's kind of how you can tell when it gets picked up by so many outlets and the internet and everyone believes it and no one
denies it.
Yeah, because it's just for like behind the scenes. Like every publication would want to be in good graces with Ariana Grande's team, so they still have access to her in the future. So if you're publishing something that is very harmful, that could be very harmful to her, and it's wrong, you would find out immediately.
Right, of course.
And
be like, this
you
is
would have
not
to-
it.
Yeah, and you would
Shut
have to
down.
fix that. So
Because she was so quick to hop on, and rightfully so, when people were talking about her body and being too
Yeah.
skinny. And she's like, guys, stop. Like, what is happening? So,
Yeah.
like, why wouldn't she do that?
Yeah.
And people said that too. Like, get back wherever she was. Go back on your Zoom. Like, do a statement.
Yeah.
Say this isn't true.
know.
Because, like,
That's
we don't
TikTok.
want it to be true because she is such a girl's girl. Like, she's such a
Yeah.
girl's girl. And you're just like,
I know, and it's like you said, it is mostly the guy's fault, but it's just a bummer, I would say. It's a bummer,
yeah.
you know.
Because you like the post.
Yeah. It's just a bummer because I love Ariana. Like, I love
Yeah.
her music. I love everything that she stands for. Besides
And
this.
she's Glinda. But now we're going to watch
Yeah.
Wicked and we're going to be like,
It's gonna be so,
ow.
and it's also like too far away for it to be promotion for the.
Of
like,
course, yeah, no, and this is
yeah.
the worst promotion for it because it's so wholesome and sweet, and
Yeah.
you know his character Bach. You don't know Wicked the musical, but his
No.
character Bach is obsessed with Glinda, and she's very like, ew, I don't want you, Bach. I want Fiero.
Why couldn't they hold this till the freaking like month before the movie?
Yeah, right. And that's like the tea right there. I mean, that's what's so crazy to me. I'm just like, oh my god, this is so nuts. I'm so sad about this. This was like very, very sad, but it's not confirmed, so we should
Yeah.
say
And
allegedly.
I
This
still-
is not. It hasn't been denied though either.
Yeah. I don't know. I will always have a soft spot for Ariana. I can't help it. I like her a lot. She's not, you know,
Yeah,
my
I
stan
just
card,
recently. Oh, you are. Oh, she's not. You're
not
not
my
a
stan
stan.
card. I really like her, and I listen to her a lot, but she's not my, you know, my top. She's
Yeah.
not on my roster, as I say.
She's not yet.
My roster is only 2 people. It's,
Oh,
yeah.
Who's your people?
Taylor and Olivia Rodrigo. Yeah, but my roster's small.
You said stand to me
Exclusive.
earlier. You're like, this is the stand in me,
Yeah, well,
but
for me, I guess music also you. Yeah, I would say. I was singing "I Love You, Jesus" unironically today.
do you know how many people want to buy that song from me? I have gotten so many offers of these like private investors, music companies, like all these big ones, like literally offering me like $30,000 to $80,000 for that song, and I'm like, wait, maybe I should keep on to this. Like, why is everybody wanting this song? Maybe it's having its moment right now again.
I mean,
'Cause I get so many like legitimate offers for this song.
it was like I saw it a lot on TikTok like a few months ago. Yeah,
No, people are living for it again. I have no idea why. That song I 100% wrote myself. Like I usually have like a writer with me. His name's Jeremy. He's amazing. But all that was Jesus was on me. So just saying.
Oh my god, just Trish. It was just
It was just Trish. Yes. Oh man, Ariana, I love you, but dang, it's not too late. Or maybe it is too late. Maybe Ethan Slater's wife is like done with him. I just
And I have to say the pattern, like there definitely could be other stuff going on, but there is a pattern with her where that I've noticed even before this relationship where she is very like one relationship to the other, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I know she's been like that since maybe a decade or so now
Yeah.
too. So
it's more of an
I don't
issue.
know, maybe she should take like a little break, and I know I think she has herself figured out. I think she has a good sense of self, but I think there has to be something there.
Of
I
course.
think. There has to be something else there. And that's why I
Yeah.
kind of give her like sympathy, you know? 'Cause
Yeah.
I know that she's been through a lot. She's
For
endured
sure.
a lot. So there has to be something else going on.
Yeah, it's like
And I hope
hopefully
she comes out
work through
one
it.
day. Like I want her to write a book or something someday, you know?
Amazing. She'll totally get her at, like, I feel like she's a very hopeless romantic. I think she like really
Yeah.
invests herself in these relationships, and I think it'll happen for her. I just think, how old is she?
She's my age, I think she's 30.
Oh my God, why did I think she was like
think,
20?
right? Maybe she's a little younger, but she's
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like Selena Gomez too is like 30. I always feel like 30 all of a sudden.
So she's a year younger than me. Ariana's 30. Selena's my age, 31. She just turned 31.
Selena Gomez is 31 and Ariana Grande is 30.
Is 30. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Great. Who are the young people now? Why did I always think Ariana Grande? I think young. Who's like the young people?
Olivia Rodrigo. She's 18.
Oh, you said you were a stan for her.
Yeah,
Who's
I love
Olivia Rodrigo?
Good for you. Good for
Oh.
you. Driver's license.
Yes. Wasn't there
Oh
a
my
tea with?
God,
Wasn't there
this
controversy with her drama?
Yeah, because the song, Sabrina Carpenter. You don't know Sabrina Carpenter.
I know Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, you do know Sabrina
yes,
Carpenter. It's
one of my
so
hairstylists
funny.
does her hair.
Live for her.
Yeah.
She does give me like Trish vibes actually. Her hair, like
She did a TikTok with my sound, I think, because I think I did a duet. I think she did a TikTok with my
we
sound.
need her on the podcast. I love Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay, but I had to like research her. She was on like Girl Meets World, right?
Yeah,
Horrible show.
And but now she's
Horrible.
just a singer.
Okay.
Yeah,
she's
she
like
does,
people love her. I have like people love her.
yeah, she's a very underrated singer. I love her music's very good.
And what
but
does she do?
Driver's License. It like insinuated that it was about her. Like she was like the other girl in that kind of. So yeah,
Oh.
Olivia Rodrigo's dating her High School Musical, the series co-star Joshua Bassett. And
These people. I did hear that Ryan from High School Musical is gay on the show.
Yeah, that was big news.
Yeah, which I'm like,
Yeah. We
Okay.
knew, but it's sweet, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because in the movies they kind of made him date the little piano player Kelsey, and I was like, why didn't they just like have him date someone back then?
Yeah.
Like if he was Scott Hoying, I think played his boyfriend
Yeah,
or his
in the
partner.
show.
Yeah,
Mhm.
love that for
Yeah.
him. Love that he's an actor. Pentatonics. Who? I'm gonna be an actor on High School Musical.
That's fierce.
I love him, yeah.
Yeah, Olivia Rodrigo, that's where she met Joshua
No, but
Bassett.
there was
and then,
another one about the vampire song. There was some drama.
Oh, yes, because so the Vampire is her newest song, Olivia Rodrigo's newest song.
Yes.
And it's about, God, I forget his name, but he dated Madison Beer.
Right.
And Madison Beer
Okay.
wrote a lot of songs about, there was like actual like paparazzi photos of him like yelling at her on the street and her crying.
Oh.
And Madison had a lot of songs about like that kind of trauma that she endured with I forget his name. Not
Yes.
irrelevant.
This is females only.
Yeah. And so yeah, and the song was about him, just about her being like he's old, there's an age gap. She's 18, so it was legal, but there was a big age gap, and it was
Who was
about,
18? Madison Beer.
Olivia Rodrigo, and maybe Madison when she was dating him. She was
And how old
probably
is he?
younger.
How
I
is
think
he?
I forget his name, but he was definitely older. I think late 20s.
Yeah,
there's a bit
I
of-
think that's weird. I think like 18, 19, 20, if you're dating someone like in their late 20s or like that's
Yeah,
weird.
because there's a line in the song that was like, girls your age know better, because so he's not dating girls, because
Of course.
the younger ones are the ones that'll be, impressed by the antics.
Yeah. And they, just 18, you're 18, you just like believe everything and whatever. Not that
Yeah.
18-year-olds aren't smart, but you just like learn a lot more.
But where did we get Sabrina Carpenter?
Because the drama, Olivia Rodrigo, and I was trying to figure out who she is. I mean, I know those songs. See, that's the thing, like, if you tell me songs, I'll be like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
like, I kind of know those songs, but, like, she's not in, like, any TV show. She wasn't,
Olivia?
like, yeah.
She was in High School Musical, the series.
Oh.
Yeah, she was, and then she got
Oh.
famous from singing, so then she quit the show.
Oh.
Yeah, she moved on.
Love that. She's like, F bye,
Yeah,
guys.
now she's too big for that. Yeah.
Wait, really? She was in High School
Mhm.
Musical. How long has that show been on for?
I think it's like 4 or 5 seasons now. She was on it for 1 season and then partially in the next, like she was a little bit in the next.
I don't like when they do series like that. It's like High School Musical was so good. Like, why are you making it a series? Like, I think
Yeah.
it's so weird.
I watched it I went back because when I became obsessed with Olivia, I went back and watched it, and she was good in it. But she's also like, she was in a Disney show with Jake Paul, actually.
Which one?
Bizaardvark.
Never heard of that either.
I think so. Yeah, Bizaardvark.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh! Wow.
But yeah, she's like she's kind of the young Hollywood now, I guess.
Oh, right.
'Cause I
That's
think-
where we're
there
like,
you
who's
go.
the young? Or like
Mhm.
when they were talking about Ken, like Ryan Gosling being too old for Ken. I'm like, well, who else would play him? Like, who would be we talked about that. Austin Butler, I guess. Did we talk
Yeah.
about that?
No, but
Someone said
yeah.
that. And I was like, I guess Austin, but he's Elvis now, so he can't be
Yeah.
that. I don't know who else would be Ken. Like, who's like a hot young boy? I think that sounds weird. Like a hot young, like
Yeah.
young man
Timothy
actor. Yeah.
Chalamet is kind of like, I guess. I feel like
He's like an it boy.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet.
He's the one that does Willy Wonka.
Yes.
And on TikTok, he's just like, scratch that, reverse it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like not good. Everyone's like, what was this
Yeah.
audition?
I love when your reference for everything is TikTok. It's so funny.
I'm only getting news on TikTok. And everyone is making fun of that sound where he's like, it's just so cringy. I know nothing about him, but I'm just like, this is like the worst Willy Wonka I've seen. Like, they honestly could have gotten the Willy Wonka from TikTok and played him in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Timmy C stan by
Timmy
any
C.
means, but I think he's the only one I can think of who's like a young Hollywood like it boy.
He's
kinda.
also from Stranger Things, or no?
No.
He wasn't?
No.
What was he from before? Like, what was his famous role?
Army Hammer. Call Me by Your Name.
Did you
With
say Armie Hammer?
Yes, he was
Was he in the movie?
Army Hammer
Yeah.
with Timothy Chalamet. Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know he was like a working actor. Did you know that?
Army Hammer.
My mom's
originally.
like obsessed with like the Army Hammer true crime.
Yes,
And she kept telling me to watch. She tells me Army Hammer. I'm like, Mom, why do I want to watch this about someone eating people? Like, I don't want to know about this stuff. He's
Yeah.
like an actor.
He's an act. Yeah, he was in the Call Me by Your. That was Timothy Chalamet's like first big role. Was that movie?
How are people working with this guy? Doesn't he
And
allegedly eat
nothing
people?
came out until after everything's come out. I don't think Army Hammer's worked in anything, but yeah,
Oh,
back then it
okay.
was all like no one really knew.
I just thought he was in like one movie, like The Social Network, like years ago,
No, he
and that was
in a
it.
few things, I think. But yeah, I mean, it was like it was like an Oscar movie. That movie, it was.
What was
a
it
big
called?
deal.
Call Me by Your Name?
Yeah, it was like a
Mm.
gay romance.
Who was gay in it? Timothy Chalamet.
And Army Hammer.
Is he gay?
No,
Or is Army Hammer gay?
no, because the
Mm.
quote the scandal was with women. The Army Hammer thing.
Right.
Yeah.
How interesting. Okay, but you
Mhm.
liked it. You were like, that movie's cool. It doesn't,
No,
they don't,
I didn't. I
Oh.
mean, people did love it because it was like a beautiful gay like love story.
Mhm.
Even though it was weird to me because he was like it was like an age gap kind of thing, forbidden romance.
Army Hammer was a lead in that.
Yeah, and then Timmy Timmy C, I call him.
Timmy
but
C. I love
he was-
it, Timmy C.
He was younger.
Not a guest of the podcast, sorry.
No, but he's in Dune with Zendaya.
Never saw it.
I don't like Dune. I'm not a Dune head, but
Is that
that's
what
the only
they're
thing I could
called?
think of is like
Moses wanted to
Zendaya.
see Dune, and I would do anything for him. I was like, I don't think I can sit through Dune. It's like 2.5 hours. We tried to do James Bond with Rami Malek, and I was like, this is
I
like
fell
slow.
asleep during Dune. My boyfriend loves.
Same.
He tries to make me watch Dune all the time.
Oh,
and I
Dune,
can
you fell
never
asleep.
do
I
it.
fell asleep in James Bond and the Batman with Robert Pattinson. I fell asleep like the whole movie.
I fell asleep a little bit. I love
So
Robert Pattinson though.
boring.
But
I love Robert Pattinson too, and I was like, this movie, and I actually love Batman movies when they were good. Like to me, Batman movies were good with like Uma Thurman and like Michelle Pfeiffer. Like I loved those, but these ones are so dark. I like physically, I cannot
Can't
see.
Yeah.
But is that what people say? Because like I physically can't see anything on
Yeah.
and I have bad eyesight anyways, and I could not tell you one thing that was happening in that movie.
That's why I think I like Barbie because it was all bright for one.
So
you know?
pretty, so fun, so bright. I
Yeah.
loved it so much. It was so iconic.
It was nice to be able to see again.
Maybe we could be Barbie and Ken in the next one. We could be one of the Barbies and one of the Kens.
Oh yeah. Do you think it should get a sequel?
Yes, but Greta Gerwig was like, sorry.
No, exactly.
I'm
yeah.
not about it. I'm like, so I don't want to shatter dreams, but no, not for me.
Yeah.
I would love to see, she was good. I was going to say, I don't know. I would love to see, who was it? The one who wrote Juno was going to write it.
Oh yeah.
Diablo Cody.
Yes.
I would love to
And
have seen her, but
Jennifer
she was like, I
Barbie.
couldn't see Barbie as like a feminist. And I'm like, but that is Barbie. Like,
Yeah.
Or Amy Schumer was supposed to be Barbie.
Yeah. Barbie has had a lot of lives before Margot Robbie came along.
Gal
I'm glad-
Gadot.
I'm glad that it ended up the way it ended up.
Yeah, it's perfect. I honestly couldn't see anyone else as Barbie.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that would have been everything.
Even though you don't know who Doja Cat is, there was
No.
a big scandal with Doja Cat this past week.
Okay.
It's been kind of a mess on Instagram and Twitter.
Is it because she's a woman? Because right away I'm on Doja Cat's side.
No, it's actually
Oh, okay.
it's so ironically, it's actually unironically, it started with a man, as most situations usually do.
Okay, yes.
So she was seen earlier this month. She was photographed kissing her new boyfriend, Jay Cyrus.
Okay.
Um,
Which you were telling me was a TikToker.
Yeah, so I don't know anything about. I researched,
either.
obviously. I had never heard of him, but he was a Viner originally, and he like collabed with Gabby Hanna a lot.
Okay.
Ironically,
Iconic.
Yeah,
She's iconic.
Work.
Queen. Hope she's okay, by the way. As
yeah.
much as our whatever, like I always have a little love relationship for Gabby,
Yeah, I
and I
love
hope she's
butterflies.
okay.
Yeah.
But did you work on that?
No.
Why do you think someone I know worked on Butterflies?
No.
Do we know? I forget. Someone I know worked on that. That's a great song.
It
And I
was a
always
good
will tell her that.
song.
I'm like, that song is so good.
Me too. And I told her that too. And then
Yeah. Oh, did you tell her in person? Not that. She was so good. That song is so good.
Yeah, it gets in my head sometimes to this day.
Oh, when she was like, wait, there's one that hold on, let me think. There's one of my favorite lines in that is like, go for the chorus so I can like get the
apologies.
Wait, is that Butterflies?
Wait, no, that's a different one. What is that one?
I don't know.
Because all these times with my butterflies.
That is not it.
Yes, it is. Because after all this time, with my butterflies.
No. Where from the start.
Yeah. But then it builds up to all this time is my butterflies.
No, wait. Someone pull it up. We can cut this out, but I just want to know. We can keep
What
it in.
did
as long as
I
that
do
copyright.
too?
That is not
Is that
it.
it? Oh no.
Okay. Yes. New situations with low expectations. You still managed to let me down. Oh my God, that was
I was singing
so
Perfect
good.
Day. It was killing me what I was singing.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Right, with the
Perfect
shower.
Day. Yes.
Yeah, that was great too. That was right after.
You deserve it. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Okay,
there we go.
okay, 'cause I was like,
iconic
wait.
album, Two-Way Mirror.
Yes. No, like low
Okay.
key. I mean, again, this is maybe just whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? Whatever happened. But like, she actually is like talented, and like I feel like that's like one thing I always want to like tell her, and I feel like I told her, but like we always just like butted heads. But she is like very talented, and she always kind of just did what she wanted, and I feel, and she obviously was very emotional, had a lot of emotions, just like me, whatever. But yeah. I always kind of felt bad for her. I hope she's okay. I don't feel bad for her. I mean, I'm sure she's thriving. She like bought a house very young. She's very whatever. But that Butterflies was so good.
Yeah,
It's
she's
like
very
brace and
poetic.
impact, leave my heart intact. Oh, it's so good. Like they're great. Yeah, and she writes I think her own music, which is amazing.
I think
so
she's a good songwriter. Yeah, I totally.
oh man. God, I would love to have Gabby Hanna on the podcast. I just don't think our personalities clash.
Yeah.
I would love to have her on though, and just
Yeah.
tell her how talented she is, because like everything else, like whatever, she is talented.
She called me sinister once, so that was I was like, I don't know.
Wow, are you a little sinister? Are you sinister? What is sinister? Dark?
Yeah, because oh my god, it was a whole thing.
Okay.
But during the Joey Gabby drama.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, you know, like eras. There's eras we go through and we like
Yeah.
find things wrong with everybody. Like that was probably me. I'm sure. I.
Yeah. But I still love the music, obviously. So
Yeah, a bop is a bop.
Yeah. Yeah, Jay Cyrus.
Oh, Jay Cyrus.
So anyway, so he was a Viner, and he's also on Twitch.
And dating Doja Cat, you
and
said.
dating Doja Cat.
Okay.
Yeah. So when these photos came out, there was a big portion of her fan base that was trying to, I guess, bring awareness that he has some allegations of emotional abuse when it comes to like younger girls, and he has once written a long apology about how he took advantage of some of his moderators on Twitch and some of the people who watch and subscribe to him.
He's apologized.
He wrote like so he has had an apology.
Okay.
Okay. But it's since been deleted.
So how long ago was the?
I think it was like 2018, 2019, I think.
Okay.
So recent-ish. But yeah, so her fans kind of pointed this out and basically tweeted this to her. And then, so she like clapped back and she said, I want y'all to read this comment and take it as a message. I don't give a F what you think about my personal life. I never have and never will give a F what you think about me or my personal life. Goodbye and good riddance, miserable hoes. Ha ha.
Oh.
So she took it, she's definitely pretty extreme with it. So that's kind of where everything started, I would say.
Oh, it started there. It's not ending there.
That was just kind of like the beginning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so right there, because again, I know nothing about the situation. I know nothing about these people. Right there, it's like, okay, yes, it's aggressive, but it's like, I kind of get it, right? Like, she wasn't dating him when he was doing this. Not that it makes it okay. Like, first of all, I think it's like ick, and especially if it's like young girls, whether they're like barely 18 or whatever, I still think that's like so ick. And my stance on guys like this, I think you're like weird. Like, you're weird. But and how old was he? You said he was like in his late 20s when he was doing this?
Yeah, I think
early 30s.
Early
Okay.
30s, because he's 36
Weird.
now.
It's so weird, and it's definitely ick, and like, whatever. I don't know his apology. I didn't see his apology. Like, the fact that he acknowledged it and gave an apology, I think like gives a little bit of like, okay, you took a little accountability. Maybe you changed. Because some people generally maybe don't know, or they need to get help, and maybe they got help. So I always try to maybe take that into consideration. And it is annoying when you date someone and like something they did before you gets brought up, and you're like, okay, like, because wasn't Nicki Minaj like that too? She had a guy that was maybe not. I don't know anything about him.
Yeah,
Was
her husband right now. He was. I don't know if he was found guilty or charged, whatever. But there was like a sex offense. I forget what exactly it was though.
It's I don't know. That situation is so touchy because I think it depends on the severity of these situations, right?
Yeah.
The girls weren't underage; they were just young, which is like ick. But like if you take accountability and like apologize, because it is annoying. You're Doja Cat, and you're like, I don't know this person. This happened before me. He's like apologized. He's not doing this stuff now. I don't know. What are your thoughts on? I mean, I'm just like, okay, he apologized. Like, it is annoying for her to be like aggressive about it with her fans. I don't know.
Yeah. So again, that's kind of just like. It's a part of the thing where I don't think the woman should really be held responsible for something that the guy she's dating did in the past.
Before her, like not even anything.
Yeah, because obviously she had like no part in that. So that part I do get. I think, especially too, it's like there's so many things that go into like relationships, and sometimes you can't help who you fall in love. You can't help who you fall in love with and stuff. Yeah. And I think as long as he's not harming anyone now, like that's important too. But I get like fans being concerned about it and wanting to bring attention to it. I think where I go wrong is I can only relate this to Taylor because I relate everything to her. Obviously, I'm annoying.
Taylor Swift for the weekend. We need you to collab.
Yeah, but
or maybe
when
we don't.
She was dating Maddie Healy recently, who's a singer, and he had kind of some weird allegations about him too, and people were upset at Taylor for dating someone who had like a problematic past, but she just never and it was really short. He was like a rebound.
Okay, from who?
And it was short from Joe Alwyn. Who's Joe Alwyn? We still don't know who Joe
That's
Alwyn.
what I love. Yeah. Oh my God, you keep me so young.
But she just didn't, and I think she knew she had to have, or at least her team knew that people were pissed about her dating Maddie Healy, but she just didn't say anything.
Right.
And I think once you're like Doja Cat has so successful, has #1 albums, #1 songs.
Is she more popular than Taylor Swift?
No, but she's very, very, very popular.
Okay.
Like she's made it so mainstream that I don't think she needs to acknowledge it. And I think
I wouldn't know.
I think what it comes down to, which is her thing lately, is making fans feel dumb.
For caring. Because it does come probably from a place of like, maybe she doesn't know. We need to tell her. I mean, there's probably some that are like, whatever. But I think there is like coming from a place of like, you should know this.
Yeah. And that's kind of, like I said, just where it started, because then she kind of started waging war on her fans like the next few days. So she was on Threads, on Instagram Threads.
Shout out Threads. Are you on it?
I'm not a threader. I can only take so many
No.
platforms at a time, I think. So
And you're not an Xer either. You said I'm not about X's.
I like to consume them, but not really like posting them.
I'm a
really.
poster. Follow me on all. I'm X at Trisha Paytas. I am Threads at Trisha Paytas Backup. I'm Instagram Trisha Paytas Backup. Facebook official Trisha Paytas. TikTok Trish Like Fish 88. YouTube Blonde Sandal 4 MJ Trisha Paytas ASMR. Just Trish and Paytas Hackman Family Show.
She's on all. She's got them all covered. I don't know how you do it.
You don't post on your socials, do you?
Not really. Like, I think I just do it for work so much that like when it comes to my own, I don't really care as much.
Yeah.
Just kind of where I'm at right now. But
I love
like I
that.
said, I do consume like constantly.
Same.
But yeah, so she was on Threads. She said someone asked her to show love for her fans or to tell her fans that she loves them, and she says, "I don't though, because I don't even know y'all." Which, okay, like
it's a very Onision response. I feel like he said that too.
And then she went on to say, "My fans don't name themselves shit. If you call yourself a kitten or effing kittens, that means you need to get off your phone and get a job and help your parents with the house." Which is odd because she did have a poll where she said, "What do you guys want to be named, kittens or cubs?" And
so you were saying
kittens.
she kind of asked them what they want to be named.
She kind of spearheaded that.
And this was during her girly pop era.
Yeah, so
because you said now she's in a demonic era or something.
She's in like, yeah, so she was
The bloody.
from, I mean, she's always been a rapper, but her stuff was a little bit more, I guess, poppy rap, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
And like her first album was like hot pink and everything. Actually, very this.
Really?
Was kind of the vibe, yeah. 100%.
Maybe we should get Doja Cat 2020 on our show.
She is like always on. I'm sure she knows who you are because she's always on TikTok.
I'm sure she doesn't. If I don't know Doja Cat, like, you know what I mean? She has like 25 million
No,
followers.
I think she knows. Because she loves.
I love you, Doja Cat.
And so yeah,
I love women. Like, honestly, I'm taking the women's
Yeah.
side on this. Well, I don't know. Actually, we don't know this situation.
So yeah, so
maybe we don't want her on. She doesn't love our fans.
That's true, but okay. So there was that thing with the kittens, and then
So she's saying, so that was just like her way to be like, if you call yourself a kitten, like,
yeah, get a life, basically, touch grass. And but then that was sad because a Stan account replied, who had like kittens in their username, replied,
not the username.
And it was like, they asked what she should change they should change their username to.
Oh, they asked her?
Yeah, they asked Doja what they should change their
she
handle
responded?
to, and she responded, "Just delete the entire account and rethink everything. It's never too late."
That's kind of funny though.
It's kind of funny, but
you don't know who that person is. Maybe it's like this little kid who's like, "Oh my god, what?"
And
like,
who's just like genuinely such a fan. And too, so even before all this stuff too, was sort of alienating her fans because she basically was making fun of her other work, like her 2 previous albums, because they were too poppy. And she was saying that they were just cash grabs and they weren't who she is as an artist. So she was already kind of alienating some people. And then this kind of just like was another like big push. And so since all this happened between the past like week, she's lost like almost 400,000 followers on Instagram as of today, which it could grow. But also granted for her, she has like 26 million followers, so that's a small, tiny percentage. But still, that's a kind of for 1 week, you know.
And it's not the worst thing to get canceled for, like being. I mean, I guess it's your fans, but like to me, it's like a little bit like tongue in cheek. Maybe she's being a little bit cute with it
because she's kind of a
snippy.
troll. She's what I call a shit poster. Like she's always on TikTok. She's always kind of making fun of pop culture and.
She's on TikTok. Like, is she making TikToks?
She's always on TikTok Live. Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and she's funny. I think she's really funny.
Okay.
But see, I grew up again with the Taylor and like the Disney star thing, right? Where it's like, I love my fans. Thank you so much to everyone who supported me.
Yes.
So that's kind of what I'm used to.
And that's what we love. Like Britney stands. We're like, we love that Britney loves her fans. You know what I mean?
And I get it. I try to see both sides because I love Doja. And
you do?
I do love, I love her music.
So what side are you on?
Funny. I lean towards the fans who are upset with her because... But I do also see the side of like, you know, there's a whole thing now with like parasocial relationships and like
setting up boundaries, like this is my relationship, don't talk about it.
Yeah. But I do think it's important to like, I get being a fan and like you know, you hyperfixate on something and you just love it and you want that community with it, you know? It's so important. And I think to be the artist, like the person who's running, you know, who's like the pillar of the community, mock it's very demoralizing if you're that fan.
Yeah, it would be so like soul crushing. Like Britney like did not like me and said it like publicly. Like I would be like, so even if it wasn't just me, like a generic group of her fans, like y'all are annoying, stop talking about me. I'd be like, oh, but we just love you. We just want to like watch out for you.
It would be like kind of it would just be like the most soul crushing, heartbreaking thing. So I get why people are so upset. And now there's like a fan theory between the people who are still, Team Doja. There's a fan theory that she's doing it as a character for her new era, the Scarlet era, who is kind of like losing the pink poppy stuff and just doing the more traditional
This
rap.
is also very Nicki, right? Doesn't Nicki have like Roman and all these characters that she plays?
True,
I'm not like a
actually.
Nicki stan, but I kind of know like she has those characters.
Yeah, but Nicki's also another one too who's like, I mean, sometimes she'll be like honest with her barbs and she'll call them out, but for the most part she's very like,
I love that she calls them barbs.
Yeah, I love
that she was in the Barbie movie, the soundtrack, her song. That was great.
Deserves. Yeah, my boyfriend's a barb, and I'm not a hardcore barb, but I love Nicki.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I loved her Kmart collection. I wore it on Good Morning America. I was obsessed with her
Love
Kmart collection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes, with the pink
the
head.
bottle.
Oh my God, is that even still out? I love that.
So, but she should bring it back.
Celebrity perfumes were everything for a minute. Like the Lady Gaga one, I am not. What are the Gaga head called? Like a Gaga head monster. Why would they call themselves that?
I think she made that.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Monsters. We were just talking about that too in the glam. Someone went to go see her on some tour and it was like kind of like a little demonic. Like
that's kind of
there was
vibe.
But she was like saying talking to God and like, I don't know. Like even if you're not religious, like why do you gotta like mock religion? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Any other religion would not be cool. I feel like it's just Christianity. And this is coming from someone who's just like, I love all religions, but it's like, why do people have to mock it? And I get like Christians can be cringy, but like why do you have to like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
no, I get it.
Especially on stage, like crying. But you love her. Are you a monster?
No, I'm not. Again, like I like her, but I don't know. I guess I'm very selective about what I hyperfixate on, weirdly. Like I can like things, but I don't love I love very select things.
Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo. That's it.
As far as music, yeah, and Trisha Paytas.
How can you hyperfixate on Olivia Rodrigo if she only has like 3 songs?
She has 1 album and 1 song off her new album. I think it's 14 songs total, I want to say right now.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
And you're already hyperfixated.
Since Driver's License it's like the only song I listen to.
You know, not my vibe.
I can't. It's like
Driver's
my
License
team is very select. I don't know.
It was such a weird song to go viral. Like, I mean, it's fine. I'm not talented at singing, but I'm just like, what? Maybe I'm again. I mean, you really do get old to some point where you're just like, what is this music? Like, I don't know. I can't tell you like a new current song where I'm like, that's a bop.
Really?
That's why I love The Idol, because Jocelyn's song, World Class Sinner, because I'm a freak, yeah.
I get it, because I understand that era of pop that you love. You know what I mean?
That's old that I grew up in, where I'm like, I love like NSYNC, like Lance. Yeah. I'm like, oh, these are so good.
Yeah.
I don't, even like One Direction, I was like, I don't get it.
I was a Directioner, but I think it was just because I was gay.
Do you still?
I don't know. Like,
you
I don't
love
like
Harry? Because people love Harry.
I loved Harry. Like I used to be like one of those people who like went around trying to find him in LA. Like,
oh my God, what's his fan's name?
That's a good question. I don't know what his fans are.
Wasn't
called.
it like Harrinators?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what they were called. But
did you go to his shows last year in LA when everyone went?
No, only that first time he went on tour, I did see him. When I saw,
haven't seen him this last time.
No,
I really liked him in Don't Worry, Darling.
I wish we had the podcast when Don't Worry, Darling came out, because that would have been a fun.
Well, we can go back to the 2019 or whatever it came out.
Let's do a retrospect.
Yeah, I'm so behind on everything. We just watched it for the first time like a couple months ago. I was like, let's watch this.
That is so funny.
He was so good in it. I know. I have so many questions for Shia LaBeouf. I want him on the podcast too.
He's canceled, speaking of.
Oh,
yeah.
Is he?
Oh my God, yeah.
He was so good. He played Padre St. Pio. He was so good. Wait, what? Okay, well, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
See, everybody is canceled. There's not one person we can get on that's not canceled.
Yeah. When it comes to the Doja Cat thing, where do you stand on it, though?
I'm going to be on the fan side, too. You know, but I get Doja's part, too. Especially you're like, oh, my God, this doesn't even have anything to do with me. Like, why are you guys bringing this up? Like, he's obviously not this person anymore. Like, I totally get that. The guy, like, apologized, whatever, all this stuff like that. So it is annoying, but I do get where the fans are coming from. Because even with me, sometimes, like, I have to, like, step back, especially when people say stuff about whatever, anything, my weight, whatever it is. Because they're, like, genuinely just concerned. But, like, in the moment, you could be like, oh, my God, stop talking about my weight. And then some people are genuinely like, I just want you to be healthy sometimes. Yeah. But, yeah, so I get it. But, yeah, I'm always going to go on the fan side, I think.
Agreed. I lean towards the fan side, but I do sympathize a bit, or at least understand Doja's perspective, I think.
Yeah, like setting a boundary, and I get that. Yeah, sometimes it's better to go the Taylor Swift route and just not say anything, because it's like, it really doesn't pertain. I didn't even hear about the situation. I had no idea. Now it's a thing, you know? But
an artist who is doing the opposite right now of Doja is Lana Del Rey. Who,
oh my gosh, yes!
Is serving very, very Trish vibes,
I got tagged in this a lot. I got tagged in this. Why. So what is this? Is she cosplaying or is she working at the Waffle House?
She was just spotted work, like she had a name card and everything, so she was really like working for a day.
Do you think it's a promo, music video, commercial?
I genuinely think she just wanted to do it.
No,
just to
there's
do
no
it.
way. Someone had to be filming it or something.
I don't-
For TikTok, like, I mean,
I
I'd
don't
love to do it,
know.
but I'm going to do a TikTok out of it.
Because she's not very social media-y. Like, she doesn't really do stunts. She's shockingly, like, normal for someone who is so big. She is,
Right.
like, so she went and worked at Waffle House for the day. She sang Amazing Grace with the old fellow who was eating
I didn't see
there.
that one.
It was like it went viral on TikTok because she just sang Amazing Grace for this
Oh, I didn't
elderly
see
man.
that.
It was very sweet. She was making friends with the staff.
Did she work at the Waffle House at one point? She's like going back to work there again?
Not anyone. Everyone's very confused about it.
I have a feeling this is going to come out on like TikTok or be part of a viral campaign or something. I have a feeling.
I don't know. She's just so normal. I mean,
She might have gotten paid to do it though. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know. She has so some fans are theorizing because she does have a lyric in her song where she talks about going back to Florence, Alabama, and that's where she was working in the Waffle House. So maybe she has
music
friends
video
there or something too. But she was also just sharing a vape with a fan in the parking lot. So
right. And there was no cameras around, nothing.
No, except for the fans recording on their phones. And she was getting her nails done in a random nail shop.
I mean, love that because that's
Yeah.
insane. But I don't know. I feel like there has to be something more because as much as I would love to just go work at Raising Cane's, like I didn't get paid to do it, but like I still want to like film it and like be in pictures because if you are such a fan of Waffle House, you want to work there. Don't you want to get pictures and like post that you're there because you love it so much? Like when I did Domino's, no one paid me, no one gave me free stuff, but I love to show that I'm a Domino's like enthusiast. You know,
But she just never like posts on social media, so it's like it's just so random.
Yeah,
And she
just does
very
it.
odd. I will say someone I know who like interviewed her recently, she was like, oh, by the way, like my boyfriend's like also a golfer or whatever, and literally it was at the Billboard Women in Music, and she wasn't even supposed to do press, and her publicist was trying to like push her down the carpet, and she was like, oh my god, I'm going to the golf club in Burbank later today, maybe you should come meet me there. A girl that she just met, like literally a lady she just met. I think she's just like this.
She's just very sweet.
Just very sweet, open. Did you
I
see
knew nothing about her.
when she met Alicia Marie?
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It was the same event.
Yes.
So I think she's just like.
And she was like, I love you and Remy and Ollie. And I was like, school.
Work.
Like, whenever as a YouTuber gotten a shout out like that. And they're also very niche. I love them. I mean, they're huge. I love their podcast, Pretty Basic, whatever. But it's also kind of a little nichey. Like, they're very
It's not like
lifestyle.
Mr. Beast. Yeah.
Right. They're like lifestyle vloggers. And you're like, oh, this is so random.
Yeah.
And Ollie, too, I love. But also, like, it's a very niche thing. You have to know who Ollie is.
And
It's
you
almost
have
like
to
Strawberry
really
knowing
watch.
you.
Yeah. You have to really watch and know, like, see every vlog, basically, to know, like, everything about it.
Oh my
so
God.
funny.
That's everything. I get that. Then she's kind of just like a
I
normal.
think she's just like a normal person. But it's just so funny that it became such a huge viral thing. And because she's worth $30 million, so she doesn't have to, like.
Is that a
do
lot or
anything.
not a lot?
I think that's a lot, right?
But you hear something like Selena Gomez being like $1 billion
But for
and Taylor
someone
Swift $1
who's,
billion.
Like Lana, like she literally just writes music and that's all she does. You know,
she doesn't
like,
perform anymore?
She does concerts and stuff. Like she's doing festivals right now.
Okay.
But it's not like she has like a makeup brand or a clothing brand or.
So she makes $30 million just off her music.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's a lot. Trust me, like I wish I had $30 million, but
it's just so like surreal that it's a very Trisha thing to do. I think. Yeah.
okay,
like,
I love that. Yeah, I've been linked to Lana Del Rey a couple times. When I did lately, like my video titles from like old videos have gone
this was
viral.
my favorite meme.
Yeah. Zach Sang told me about this on his show. I had no idea what he was talking about. I was like, what? And I guess people are saying they're like Lana Del Rey album covers or something.
Yes,
or
because your
song titles.
vlog and video titles are just very long and specific and
Is that what hers
poetic.
are?
Yeah, I think her last one was Did You Know That There Was a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard? So it's very long
okay.
and like yeah, it's not like a
Mine was like eating buttered noodles on a
under the
veranda.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's why I love X. I love all these social media things because I think they're so funny. They go viral because it started on X, and I was like, okay, I love this. Also, do you love that I'm saying X now?
I know. It took me the first time you said it, it took me a second. I was like, oh, okay, Trish is going full on.
We're Twitter heads over here, and now X, formerly known as Twitter. I kind of love it. I don't know if I should love it. I guess it's a conservative. I didn't know this. Everyone's like, it's a conservative platform, and I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, I think it depends. Like,
I mean, not my Twitter, not my X.
Mine is just silly. Yeah.
Oh, you're on it then. You just don't look. Because I sent you a tweet, and you're like, oh, I don't like to look at Twitter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I look at my like For You page, and I look at who I follow, but I don't look at like I don't seek out things, if that makes sense, or look at my own I never look at my own stuff.
I have to be like in a boring mood to look at it because I get some bad ones too. But the For You page is what saved X, I think. I feel like that because they used to just be people you followed.
Yeah.
Now that they show you stuff you don't follow, like I only go on that page. I'm like, oh, like stuff
Me
you might
too,
be interested in.
honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of live for it. Also, here's your reminder to eat today. I met someone in the parking lot of the Barbie movie on Monday, and she was like, "You've helped me so much with my ED, and like, thank you because of you. Whenever you do your mukbangs, I remind myself to eat because she goes, sometimes I don't want to eat after a binge, and I was like, oh, please eat today. You know what? Me too. Sometimes I know so many people. This is like a different thing completely, but I know so many people who are just like don't eat. Like I know someone now currently who's trying to lose weight, and she's like, I just haven't eaten in the past couple of days, and I'm like, just eat. I know how hard it is, but like just eat because otherwise your body could fail you. You could mess up your metabolism. You could be sad. You could lose your energy. Just have something to eat. I also just really love food. I'm kind of at this point where I'm just like I kind of just love food. We go on our walks. We try to do better. I try to have a salad. We're supposed to have a salad last night, and then I had bolognese because I was like, ugh, I had a horrible lunch. I had chicken fajitas that were just like the worst chicken fajitas.
So how do you
much? Yeah. So, because I plan out our dinners because I have like issues with food, so I like plan out our dinners for the week and was like, oh, I thought you were gonna do because I was like, I'm gonna do marmalade, I'm gonna do salads before, so I'm like nice and tight. And then I was like, I'm hungry. We didn't have a good lunch. I'm like, let's do bolognese. And my husband made me bolognese last night. It was so good. It was amazing.
Yeah, you have to. I'm like the same. If you have a disappointing meal beforehand, you were looking forward to a good meal.
Well, we go out for lunch every day. That's like our thing, and then we usually cook dinner, or like I'll like have something little for dinner, like a salad. So I was like, okay, we're gonna go out for lunch. It's gonna be cute. Yeah, it wasn't cute.
Yeah.
I couldn't even eat it. I literally spit it out. I took one bite of it and I spit it out, which is crazy. How do you mess up chicken fajitas? I love chicken fajitas. I've never had a bad one. This was the worst one ever. I spit it out. It was like the rib meat and the gristle. Like that was it. There was no chicken breast. There was nothing. It was the weirdest thing.
So then you deserved a good makeup meal.
Spaghetti and meat sauce. It was so good. It was on my Instagram. Check it out. Trisha Paytas back up.
I kind of want to talk about the STREAMY Award nominations because I think
So
it's kind of funny.
random.
Because I love to talk about YouTube stuff with you, and I feel like people like getting your take on YouTube stuff because you've just been on YouTube for so long. And
I'm like the worst take on YouTube though, because I am kind of a YouTube hater because I just feel like so shunned by YouTube.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of fun.
YouTube hates me. I don't know why. I love YouTube. I've never been acknowledged by YouTube.
And it's funny because like the STREAMY Award, like it's kind of like I don't know. It's like the Oscars of YouTube, right? But it's also like so silly.
Right.
So it's like. And it's just funny now because I don't recognize a lot of the people who are nominated.
I don't know anybody.
Yeah, like
even when I went 1 year to the STREAMY Awards. It was like 2018. It was when I was part of like the whole like Unlock Squad or whatever. And I was like, and I went with them, and I was like, I literally knew nobody there. I was like, what is this? Like, this is the most. And it's like at the Hilton, and it's like this random thing, and it's like. Even when I was included in it for that segment, I was just like, this is so weird.
It's wild. It's definitely wild. And it's like very...
Because people on social media take themselves so seriously like that. I just can't. You know? I don't know.
I want to read you some of the nominees just to see if you know them.
Okay.
Because I think it'll be funny.
I love
it's
it.
entertaining.
Okay. And by all these people, congratulations, by the way.
Yeah,
I've never been nominated for STEAMY. Yeah.
Yeah.
STEAMY or STREAMY or what is it? Okay, got it.
So Mr. Beast obviously is the most nominated.
Right, but he is like a machine, right? Like, and I tweeted this, and everyone came from me, but he has like it's a corporation behind him, right?
So
okay,
this is some kind of tea, not really, but a little bit. Last year interviewed for a job with Mr. Beast. I didn't get to him, but I interviewed like to work for him, and I would have had to move to North Carolina and live on the compound. And
compound era again with Oprah.
I would have been on the Mr. Beast compound. Like they hook you up, like they give you I think a townhouse or something, and you live like and that's where
it's like kind of culty. It feels like a weird like
I don't know.
movie.
I think that's just where he's based, and that's just. I guess where his whole team is like located, I guess.
And maybe like Don't Worry Darling, where it's like you can't come back to the real world.
Like I don't know. It was kind of odd. It was an odd.
You didn't get it, or you just didn't want it?
I didn't get it. I mean, I kind of didn't want it in the first place, but I wanted to interview because I'm like, that seems cool to interview for like Mr. Beast. Like
right, but you never met him.
No, I just did the first round of interviews, and it was the worst interview I've ever. Like I remember being so upset after it because I'm like, this was a terrible interview. Like.
What was bad?
It was just very untraditional where instead of I didn't really know what the job was, like they found me on LinkedIn and like asked me to apply. And I was like, okay.
Interesting.
And then it was like a role they just created to make content, to like produce his content. But I didn't know anything about the role. And then all of a sudden, like in the beginning of the interview, they just put me in these like hypothetical situations and were asking me what I would do, but I didn't know anything that was going. It was very weird.
What was the hypothetical situation?
It was the one I remember was okay. it was like Mr. Beast and two other guys. You're in a Vegas hotel and you are eating like $10,000 worth of food, and you have to eat. The chef says you have to come in at this time to film, but the guys are out at a hotel partying in the pool or something, and you're texting them, try to get them to come, but they're not responding. What would you do? And I was like,
oh, this isn't even like a video. This is like a scenario if you're trying to get a hold of Mr. Beast.
yeah, like to get him to come to do the shoot or something.
What?
And they had the answer that they already had there was a correct answer.
What's the correct answer? What did you say? What did you say?
I was like, okay, well, I would just try to find them if the chef says we have to shoot at this time, then I'm going to go find them and make sure we're here by this specific time. Like, I was like, so they're not answering my texts? And she's like, no, they're not answering your text. I was like, okay, so I'm going to go look for them in the casino. I'm going to find them and tell them, come on, we got to go shoot. And she's like, no, but like the chef says we got the food, we can do blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. And she's like, do you want the answer? And I was like, yeah.
That's
She's
the
like,
correct answer.
Say, the chef can do any time, so you can just wait whenever they come up. We can shoot whenever the guys are ready to shoot.
I thought there was a time.
Literally, I know. I'm like, well, it's like $10,000 worth of food is gonna go to wait. I was so stressed, and it was like
it wasn't even a real situation.
No.
You're stressed. That's not good.
And it was like 3 scenarios like that, and I got all of them wrong. And at the end, I was like, I knew I bombed at that point. I was like, so what is it like working here? It was wild.
And
so,
you said that? You asked them? And what did they say? Don't ask.
She was like explaining. It sounded like a cool. It's like. It's not for everyone. It certainly wasn't for me. So, you know.
I think you have to be like a beast head to work there. Like, you have to be a fan.
I think so too. Mm-hmm. And I mean, he's, like you said, a machine. He's doing great, like insane content over there. But it seems gnarly.
But he gets canceled sometimes too. I remember I saw like a cake, like a toilet cake. You remember that scandal?
Yeah.
Then like he kind of had someone like pitch it or make it or something. And then he ended up going with someone else and like didn't pay them or something. And like, but I showed you how to construct it.
But I guess when you're that big, like you can't really avoid
everyone gets canceled at something for some reason. That's what I'm saying too. But
so
interesting. Okay, what is this category? Just
he's he's like creator of the year in like a million other categories for like Feastables and all that stuff too.
Which I remember there was a TikToker who reviewed his candy. Is that what it is? The Feastables candy, or is it food?
It's it's candy and food.
There was like a chocolate bar.
He has chocolate. He has cookies.
Okay, and this TikToker was with him and gave him an honest review and was like, it's not really, it's okay. And he was like pissed about it. He was like, wait, what? And he's like, I know he wanted me to give him like a good review, but the chocolate was just average.
Yeah.
Canceled again.
Okay.
Mr. Beast, I have no opinion on, but like, I mean, I love that he's so, I think anyone who's huge is like, that's amazing.
Same. Especially he gets insane amount of views. I don't watch him myself. Like, it's not really for me, but
probably for kids or something, right?
Like shout out to him and everyone who watches him.
Yes, and the compound.
So, one of the breakout creator nominees is Octopus Lover 8. Do you know him?
What?
Oh, you know? I thought you did.
You know? I thought you were being like silly.
No, I only found out about him recently.
Octopus Lover 8?
Yeah.
It sounds like an AIM name. I like it. He's a TikToker?
He's a comedian on TikToker, yeah.
What's his shtick? Oh, is he the like good-looking one with the teeth?
I don't think so.
He's on Wild and Out.
No, he's young.
Well, that guy's young.
I mean, he'd like just collab. I only know him because he collabed with Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh my gosh!
All roads lead back to Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift.
Yes, or The Idol.
Yeah, with you. Yeah.
If they were on The Idol, I don't know them.
The other breakout creator nominees are Alex Earl.
Love Alex Earl. Love Alex Earl. Yes, she's everything.
Drew. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Afulo. I know she has a podcast with her sister, and she's very funny.
What does she do?
She does like beauty lifestyle on TikTok, but then she also has a podcast where she just talks about like things with her sister.
Makeup girly. I mean, Alex Earl's a makeup girly too, right? Is she like lifestyle?
I think maybe Drew's also lifestyle.
Okay,
I think.
Love that. We love a lifestyle TikToker. I think Mulvaney. She's great.
She's nominated.
Obsessed with her and everything about her.
And
great.
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee is the TikToker food reviewer. I love Keith Lee. Yes. He's the one that did the Mr. Beast. He is huge. He has his own Chipotle meal. Like he's so huge. He seems so humble. Like I love Keith Lee.
So you knew pretty much all the breakout
TikTokers. Except Octopus Lover. I need to find him.
One. Yeah.
Wow, interesting who's gonna win. Well, it should be Mr. Beast. He shouldn't be breakout. Or
no, Mr. Beast is not breakout. He just has the most nominations.
Oh, okay. I thought he was in that category. I was like, that's not fair. I would say Keith Lee or
Dylan. She had a big year.
But also she was like pretty popular. I mean, she was like,
I didn't really think of her as a breakout creator, but
I feel like she's been in the industry.
Yeah.
But she has been everywhere. I love
Yeah.
her.
The host is Matt Pat. Do you know Matt Pat?
No.
Oh.
Who's Matt Pat?
That's just a theory. A game theory. Do you know him? I only know because he was on Escape the Night, and then I went for
okay. Escape
I went
the Night
backwards
breakout.
from there.
Escape the Night alum. Wait, how do you know? Were you working on that show?
No, I just watched. Not that. Not
You're a
that
stan.
point. And then I didn't know Matt Pat before that, but he was already big before.
Matt
Escape the Night,
Pat?
but
I've never heard of
He's like
him.
commentary channel, so I'm not surprised. That
How was Matt Pat on Escape the Night and I never was asked? I'm just, do you know what I mean? Like there's like a disconnect there
That is
somewhere.
true, yeah.
It's fine.
Your
It's
time may
fine. But Matt Pat, the person who hosted last year was like also like a random Mr. Beast person. It was like very random.
Oh yeah, Eric.
He asked me to be a part of his videos recently.
Oh.
And it was like, should I say it? I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. Who cares? It was such a weird thing. So it was like a prank. Do you know him? Do you know Eric?
Yeah, only because of the STREAMYs last year.
I didn't know that he was the host of that. I mean, I guess I did when someone told me, but I didn't. Oh, I only knew because he told me after all this. He's like, oh, like no hard feelings, by the way. I was like, oh, I didn't even know you. Whatever. I didn't put the two together. But he had DM'd me, and on DM you can see like based on the most followers who DMs you. So he had a lot of followers, and then I went to his page and I was like, oh, he does like gets a lot of views, and I was like, maybe. So he's like, yeah, I want you to be a part of my prank. I'm like, okay, this could be fun. This could get into a new generation or whatever. And it was I had just had Malibu. It was like 3 months postpartum, and he's like, yeah, basically we want you to like bring Malibu, and like we're gonna have a babysitter, and the babysitter's gonna watch the baby, and then you're gonna take the baby and like prank the babysitter. And I was like, that sounds really traumatic for everybody involved. I was like, maybe not. So I was just like, oh, actually no. But I mean, it was I guess it's just like a guy with no kids who thinks that way, but it was very weird. It was very random. And then he told me, then he's like, oh, okay, by the way, no hard feelings from the STREAMYs or whatever it was. And I was like, oh, okay. So I don't know. That was my interaction with him. That was it. But I thought, oh, it was like a Mr. Beast, and I was super excited to like collab. And I was just like, maybe not with my newborn. Thank you.
Yeah, that's like that seems very like bro-y.
I don't like pranks. I don't like pranks anyways, even if it was just me. I think it's just like weird and like
but he's nominated for Creative of the Year.
Wow, yeah, he's
So
popular.
he's big, yeah.
Maybe like with young kids or something again. I don't know. I never get that.
I always love like the like traditional celebrities who get nominated for a STREAMY. Like
Who?
this year it's Hailey Bieber, the Jonas Brothers, Kate Hudson, Lily Reinhart, Camila Mendes, Madeleine Petsch from Riverdale, and Paris Hilton.
Okay, Paris Hilton should win because she's like social media. She is like like people. I know people who work with her, like the girl who does all my bling up. She like Paris just DMs her directly and they talk on like sent her voicemails and stuff like that.
Good. I remember the last time when it was the one you went to. She was there.
Oh, like 2018 or something.
Yeah, 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
She was there with Kim Petras.
Okay, love that. Yeah, it's always weird with the mainstream people. Like, are they gonna show up? I mean, Paris would, but like Kate Hudson, what is she nominated for?
That's a good. I think she's just
so random.
Yeah, they have like a category for like celebrities who do. Like Sophia Richie is also nominated for something random too.
I'm surprised she's not on there over Hailey Bieber because I think she's the new it girl, the new style girl.
Michaela Nogueira, is that how you pronounce her last name?
I don't know how you pronounce her last name. But I love Michaela.
Me too.
She could go by just Michaela.
She honestly should just drop.
Yeah, because it is hard
Michaela.
to.
Yeah. So she's nominated for Creator of the Year and also Beauty, which I thought was kind of fierce because she had that whole her the mascara.
Cancellation was so silly.
Yeah.
People really were trying to cancel her though for that.
And again, she didn't say anything about it.
No,
you see the power.
She just came back like I'm
the
here.
power of ignoring things.
I think when it comes to like something like mascara, you could ignore it.
Yeah.
Some things you shouldn't ignore, but like
True.
that.
Yeah. Again, like no real victims, really. So
yeah. I feel like that's like on the same level as like when Joey like blocked a driveway and everyone was trying to cancel him.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, you blocked someone's driveway. You know what I mean? I think it's like certain things are so silly, but Michaela is iconic. She had makeup by Mario and Chris Appleton. Do you know who they are?
Yeah, so of course.
Okay, Kardashians, right? Yeah, like literally Kim Kardashian's like main glam squad. Like that was insane. I was like, girl, I got invited to her wedding.
Did you really?
Did I talk about this? Yes.
No.
I got invited to her wedding. Yeah. Literally, she asked me for my address and an invite, and then literally she followed up with me like, did you get an invite? I was like, no. Like, I mean, I would have like responded or whatever, and then she sent me the invite like over text or whatever. And we almost were considering going this past July, but you had to get we had to go on like 2 different planes to get there because it was in like it was like one, I don't know. And so I think her location was out there, Rhode Island, and so like you had to go to like these whatever. So, but I also thought in my head I was thinking, oh, it's like an influencer wedding, so it's gonna be like 1,000 influencers influencers. And then when I saw the wedding, and there was a lot of influencers, but maybe like a handful. There wasn't as many as I thought. So I was like, man, I should have gone. I was Michaela, I love you. I was super honored. Just logistics with like Malibu, and also that was at a weird time this summer. Like there was a lot going on. So, but I was so excited. I love her. I think she's great. I love that she talks about everything. I think she's amazing. Yeah, she's so pretty. She does great makeup.
Yeah, pretty fierce. But it's just crazy too that she's like, I love that she's in Creator of the Year category, because when you're in the same category as Mr. Beast, like that is pretty crazy.
I think she's up there with him. If I mean, just like an outside perspective, like she's pretty massive. She has all these collabs with Elf Cosmetics. Like I sent her a DM to be like, "Do you want to be on my podcast?" I haven't heard back, but
that would be fierce.
I was sending out so many DMs after our last episode. I was feeling on top of the world. I'm like, let me send one to this person and this person, and I actually heard back from some people. Some people in the Idol wrote back to me, and they're like, after the strike, and I was like, okay, great. I was shocked. I was like, wait, what? Like that. I was feeling very confident.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we do have a guest coming up, by the way.
That
But
is wild.
yeah, I love Michaela. I think she's great. Yeah, her scandal was so silly to me.
It was funny. It was a fun time. I always love like a silly scandal like that though. Like it's just kind of like, it's kind of entertaining.
To me, I think like L'Oreal like should have paid for that. Like maybe they paid for that because
I remember it was you tried to find the friggin' mascara and you
sold
couldn't
out.
find it.
I went everywhere. I even bought 2. I started doing like everyone was wearing it. They had literally everybody in the community talking about it. And then some people got so mad about it, like, oh my God, this liar, they're wearing the falsie. And it's like, I mean, probably, and it is, I don't know, I guess it could be considered false advertising or something,
but it was still like, in the grand scheme of internet drama, it was pretty silly.
And people bought it, and it was okay. It was a good mascara.
And she just kept it moving, and that's what I love. I love girls just keep it
I
moving.
heard she makes like, allegedly, I don't know, she didn't tell me this information, but like 80 to 100,000 per TikTok. Like for a sponsorship. She's getting sponsored by L'Oreal, all these things. Like I never made that in my life. Like that's insane.
She does like move product as well, obviously.
Of course, which that's the true mark of an influencer. I don't think I've ever moved product, like even my own product. I don't think anyone's ever
I've tried food because you've tried it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's I know. Why am I not getting sponsored by this? This is the product I could try. I know a lot of influencers that we know that like don't even eat fast food and they get sponsored by fast food. I was like, this is annoying.
So true. Yeah. But you're always on the cutting edge of a new like fast food product.
Oh,
like,
I'm on it.
There's times where I'll be like, oh, like I should tell Trish about, and you've already freaking uploaded.
Yeah. After this, I have to literally go to Wendy's. The Frosted just came out, and it's like I'm on it. I want to get it so quickly. Apparently, I missed the strawberry biscuit at Popeyes. I'm usually on it. I love it. That's so my ish. You know, I went to like 4 McDonald's looking for that cookies and cream pie, and it was worth it.
See, that's why. Instead of the Streamies, I want to have the Trishies one time, and it's just like every category is you. Like
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Trishies. Oh, wait, every category is me. Like I win all the categories.
Yeah, it's just like your different videos.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we can have the Trishies. I'll be here to accept. I would love to do the Trishies. That sounds really narcissistic, but I think it'd be fun.
I think it'd be so.
We'll do it. We were already talking about like how we're gonna decorate this up for Halloween. Like Michael's has like hot pink pumpkins, so I bought some hot pink pumpkins. Like,
I love that you're.
We'll switch it up. Yeah, I plan ahead. I mean, hopefully we make it past 3 episodes. You know what I mean? This is episode number 2,
so far so good.
Yeah, so far so good. We love Just Trish and Oscar and Moses. Asterisk.
Okay. Do you have any other stories before we get into the VF one?
Oh, let's see here. I literally wrote. Sometimes I don't even know what I wrote. I literally wrote accept all cookies. Oh, I think maybe that's like when it says accept all cookies, like when you go to a website. I don't know what I was gonna talk about with that. I don't know. Why did I write that down?
That's gonna be the title.
Accept all cookies. I don't know. Other than that pops up all the time, I guess. I don't know what I was gonna say on that.
You probably just wanted to say how were you like annoyed that every time you open a
no
website
idea.
you have to like hit accept all cookies.
Maybe because it is annoying. Lately, it's been like that.
Yeah, every time you go to a website.
I love cookies. Moses doesn't like cookies. I love cookies.
I wonder because this happened to me. Yeah. When I was researching a topic. Every website I go to accept all cookies. I wonder if you went through a similar journey and as you were looking up something else.
I never set accept all cookies. I never set that.
But you see the pop up.
Every website I go to says that now. Yeah. Like shopping anything, it says accept all cookies. Yeah. Why?
That's a good question.
Do you know?
No,
Moses is unmuting him.
He's ready. He's ready to spill
the microphone.
He's ready to spill.
What is a cookie?
They basically place information on your computer. They're saving their information. You know how you go up to a website and it knows where you were?
Yeah.
So they basically keep track of everything you do. You know, you go on Google and you see that you've been on this website before. And it saves things for you. Save your login, save your password.
Oh, that's
So-
accepting all the
Okay.
cookies.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they save more than that,
And if you say don't allow the cookies, then
they just have to relog in. You have to basically you're not
Oh.
giving
Oh.
them your cookies.
Oh,
Oh,
sounds dirty.
maybe
Giving them your cookies.
controversial, but I'm giving my cookies away all
Me
the
too.
time. Yeah.
Accept all cookies.
Okay. The big story of the past week that you were kind of involved in
Oh,
a little
no.
bit. So
I hate when I'm involved in anything. Please don't
you're
involve me.
hardly involved. Maybe like 5%
Oh, okay.
involved. Yeah. Did you see the whole Vanity Fair article drama with Adam McIntyre?
Okay, so like obviously it's like it's so much. I didn't see it. No, I didn't.
Okay.
I saw people talking about it. I saw like titles. I didn't like.
Yeah.
The whole thing is like super triggering from the beginning. Like there's just so much that I like didn't say, haven't say. Like it's just
Yeah.
a lot.
I figured it would be kind of complicated. You'd have complicated feelings about it. I
Mm-hmm.
looked at the article and I honestly, because everyone was making such a big deal about it, that I was like, how crazy could it be?
Yeah.
And I am someone with like a journalism background. Like I went to school for it, I work in it. And I was pretty gagged at the article because it was so focused on avoiding blame and stuff. And it was so focused on making Adam like the scapegoat for all the recent like Colleen drama. And that's what I was like mostly interested in. Like I was mostly interested in why, like how this article came to be and why it was so extreme in pointing all the blame on Adam, who was only like a fraction of everything that happened.
A very
you know?
fraction, I feel. Yeah.
Because there's so many people who have shared like their stories and experiences, and it was weird. The article kind of overlooked it. So I was like, putting my experience out there, I was like, okay, obviously it was some kind of favor, like in journalism, especially entertainment, like you do favors for celebrity like teams
Oh,
and stuff.
that does happen.
Yeah, like there's
if you
PR.
know them.
Yeah, like you can do stuff as like a favor article, like write up something small about a celebrity's like little event or something,
Right.
Or cover something good that they did, as like a relationship kind of thing, because it's all about relationships,
Right.
But it's very interesting to me that they covered the Colleen drama, and not only did they cover it and like be very much like on her side and minimize everything else, but then the article also like came after like Rolling Stone and Huffington Post, like almost like making fun of their exposés that they did.
Okay, so what's the title of this article first? Like, what's the title? Do you know?
It was like everything you need to know about the Miranda Sings drama or something like that. Let me pull up the exact title though.
Okay. Interesting choice
Okay.
of words to call it.
How the Miranda Sings Colleen Ballinger scandal went off the rails. Everything you need to know about the drama tearing YouTube apart. Which was very yeah.
Calling it drama, saying tearing YouTube apart. I don't think we're torn apart on
That's
this.
pretty much what everyone has said. Yeah, it
Yeah.
hasn't really torn YouTube apart. And like I said, the article seems very like PR. It's very odd. The whole
They
thing
name
is-
Adam by name.
the only person they name besides Colleen in the whole thing is Adam.
By his name.
By his Adam McIntyre. They specifically
Full name.
They call him a whistleblower who frequently posted new videos and racking up hundreds of thousands of views commenting on the Colleen drama.
Oh my God.
And then meanwhile, Ballinger continued to work on her own YouTube channel that was wholesome lifestyle content about her kids. So that paragraph alone kind of juxtaposes the two sides, right?
Okay, like the reason I don't like talk about this much or even like read into it is like this topic is super triggering, and it's not like because I knew Colleen personally. Like it has nothing to do. It's like it's like something I like don't talk about a lot, but I've like dealt with this myself. Like I've been fans of people when I was like younger and underage. And I'm talking personally for me, fans of people where I really do feel that I was like manipulated. I feel like it changed my perspective. And again, just talking solely based on me, like I've had pornographic images shown to me, and this is something completely different, but just shown to me when I was like younger. And I really think it like set off this like discourse in life that was like really like traumatic for me. But aside from that, like, and it was a power dynamic, whatever. And I'm not saying this with Colleen and Adam because the reason I don't like look into it much is like it's very triggering. But like hearing that, this is so hard to talk about. Like the whistleblower thing, calling someone that is a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Because no matter how you look at the situation, like Adam was a minor. Adam was a fan of somebody and he was made to feel some type of way. You know what I mean? He feels like he was like manipulated. He came out the story. And it's like to diminish it, I guess, like I said, and to call him like a whistleblower to make it seem like it's for attention or something is like really ick on Vanity Fair's part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. Like, that's why I was, because the drama aside, like, it's the whole article to me was like super, it was very interesting and just very odd because legally there's also, I mean, I have studied a little bit of, I'm not a lawyer, I've studied a little bit of journalism law, but the author like never reached out for comment from Adam, especially Adam, because he mentions Adam by name, but not anyone else involved
Wait,
either.
what?
Yeah.
Isn't that like journalism 101 is to like get a side?
To at least make an attempt. You know, like you don't have to get it per se, but you usually have to at least make the attempt.
When I've done art, when I've talked about people, they're like, we're going to reach out to them for comment, you know, because you have to get... Oh, that's crazy.
So it's very, very odd.
I need to say one more disclaimer real quick before we move forward. Is like, I do have to say a disclaimer is like a lot of people are like, okay, you didn't say anything until I involved you. And it's like, you know, for a minute I wasn't looking at anything. And then also me and Adam, like, you know, he always says like Trisha had me blocked and stuff like that. And it's like, I blocked him for something completely unrelated. It had nothing to do with this, like something unrelated. You know, he had replied to Pop Crave and say it's like the spawn of Satan about like my unborn, when anyone else I was pregnant or something. So like that is why I blocked him. And so we have our own issues. Obviously he doesn't like a lot of the stuff I do. Like he just doesn't like me, and that's totally fine. And like obviously I don't want to see negativity about me, especially during my pregnancy, so I just blocked him. That's it. But in this situation, I 100% have nothing but like sympathy and empathy and like support for Adam in this situation, because it's just very clear cut what everything was. She was the adult, he was the minor, with the underwear, with everything like that, like the editing out of the video, like that. I support him fully. You know, and like I do think people can make mistakes, and like you should hold people accountable, get canceled, and like hopefully learn from them and like take accountability. So I support him 100%. But the reason I didn't get into it is because of this whatever, like this our past. I just like, I don't know, you know, I don't know this person, whatever. But hearing all the stuff that did happen and seeing everything that did, when I didn't know about the underwear stuff, I didn't know about a lot of this stuff, I didn't know about any of this stuff. Okay, anyways, this is the whole thing. We can go to it because it's in the article, but yeah. I get so like heated about this because like, you know, you can not like Adam, think he's whatever, like, you know, he's done drama and stuff like that, but like this is what's so annoying is like when someone, like his job is a YouTuber, and so he makes YouTube videos about this, and it's like because he was a victim, it's like all of a sudden he's like this, like, oh, now he's a whistleblower. It's like, no, like this is like he finally has some support. Like someone came out and said, hey, this is what she said to me to take you down. Like he's like, I feel validated, and I know that feeling. You know, I didn't know any of this in 2020. I didn't keep up with any of it. I knew nothing about it. And it just like wasn't my place to say anything. I didn't know enough about the situation to say anything. I think in general, back to the Doja Cat thing, you know, when people like her friend should say something, it's like, it's not anyone else's responsibility but hers. You know what I mean? And like, it's a sticky situation. You distance yourself, do whatever. If people don't distance themselves, then you can judge them for that. But it's a whole situation. And it's a very like legal situation too. There's like a minor involved. There's all this stuff like that. Like, that's why when my stuff got involved, I had to say something, because I was like, I need to make a hard stance. Like, I don't support it. This is not okay. Like, I stand with victims. I'm a sex worker. This is not okay. This should never be, especially to minors. As someone who has sent nude images as a minor, and like not sent, but shown them, like when I was shown porn at an early age, it affected my whole life, my whole discourse, my whole sexuality, my whole everything. It's really, really bad. So, and even any sort of, even if it's not like a sexual thing, like any sort of anything, you know, talking about a sex life with people, like anything like that is just, I think, crossing the line. Anyways, you can, I do just get so upset about it.
No, I know. Sorry, I didn't even mean to bring, I just thought it was like,
no, it's, yeah.
Especially because there is a part in the article where it alludes to you but doesn't mention you by name, which again is very weird that the only person they mention is Adam. They allude, so they said McIntyre and another former fan have alleged that Ballinger sent them nude photos from a sex worker, posting unverified, if troubling, text messages as proof.
Wait, so, unverified? What is that saying?
They're saying that the screenshot, like Colleen did not verify that those are her screenshots, basically.
But it's literally like her friend, like next to it. Like who else is sending that? Like
again, that's why the word, like the wording in this whole article is just so odd. And
how are you gonna not name my name? Call me a sex worker. Yeah. Like not name my name, but your name Adam McIntyre, who does not have the same sort of like platform. Numbers, same platform, same anything. Who's also the minor at the time, the fan at the time, all this stuff like that, but you're not going to mention like anyone else's name. Yeah,
I'm like very mystified by how this whole piece came to be. Obviously there's stuff behind the scenes with like probably the author. I'm sure it's clicking well for them. So I think that's why they haven't taken it down despite a lot of like drama, even like on the Vanity Fair tweet. And it's with the publication's Twitter, it's just like automatic. Twitter like automatically publishes whatever gets published to the website. So, there was a community note or X, sorry. There was a community note on the X.
We're rebranding. We're helping the rebrand.
That even like clarified saying the inaccuracies in the article. So it's all very, very odd. The author even like blocked Adam on social media when Adam tried to reach out. So the whole thing is so confusing to me.
What?
Especially just because like I said, from a journalist background,
It's Vanity Fair. This isn't Business Insider, no offense, but like, you know what I mean? Like even they reach out.
Yeah, like any publication I've ever worked at, I mean, it just, I don't see how that would pass anywhere else. So that's why I'm like so mystified by it, because it's so like blatantly one-sided. Like there's no real attempt to like, you know, show all sides of a very complex story with a lot of layers.
And if they're framing it as like it's this complex thing, tearing, you know, it's torn, people are torn about it, then like show both sides. Like white people are torn, like you're showing this one side, and almost like an attack on like Adam, which I just think, regardless of your opinions, and again, I didn't say what the tweet to like do any character assassination. I'm just saying my personal relationship with him. He doesn't like me. He's like whatever. You know what I mean? But again, with this situation, like how are you not on the side of this minor, like in this like power dynamic situation that like whatever, you know, who it was like proven that it was like manipulated and all that stuff like that and like attacked. It's just it's so weird. I'm so like perplexed by all this. And when did this article come out?
It came out last week, so it's pretty recent. It's also weirdly like spaced out from everything.
It's like
that's
dying
happened.
down.
Yeah.
Which, you know, for people who are like really affected by this, you know, it's kind of like it does become like anything, you know, just like people just forget about things and move on, which, you know, maybe shouldn't be the case for everything. But also like this article coming out now when it's like has died down and there's maybe not so much support for Adam as there was, or like people just moved on from it.
Yeah.
Like
it's unlike anything I've ever seen.
And have one line of it be like, oh, and she sent the sex workers nude. So what was the exact line?
In the ensuing weeks, Ballinger would be accused of everything from a Beyonce song in blackface to texting a sex worker's nudes to a minor. Ballinger's legal team has denied she performed in blackface, saying she was wearing green face paint for a prior cover of a song from Wicked.
Well, it was confirmed she sent them. She sent me an apology on that Saturday after I made the video. I made the video July 3rd, and then she sent me an apology on like Saturday, July like 8th or 9th. And she's like, yeah, I was a coward. I lied to you. Like, I should have just told you the truth when you asked me about the photos. Like, I was a coward, and that was it. So she like apologized for it. So she's like, she definitely sent them to that guy. They're not denying that she sent them. They're denying the blackface, which was green face or whatever, in the show, but they're not denying the thing. So I have to say allegedly, I guess for like legal reasons, because like we haven't seen them from Adam. Of course, I believe Adam because it has been verified that she sent him to Johnny from her herself. She said, I apologize, which I don't know if she should be apologizing to me. Really, she should probably be apologizing to these people or, you know, the victims and stuff like that. But if it was verified that she sent them, it is verified that she sent them to him. Obviously, we could tell by the text and stuff like that. Then I believe Adam. Of course, it's like not out, so it's like, again allegedly. But sending nudes to a minor allegedly is like so beyond like disgusting. Like it's so disgusting that like I don't know how this is not bigger, because this isn't like something that's just like, okay, a couple jokes or whatever like that, which is still disgusting with kids, but like you did that, like that's so like imagine if it was a man talking about men and women. Like imagine if that was a guy doing that to like a 14-year-old girl. Do you know what I mean? Like it's actually so insane. And again, as a sex worker, as someone who like has been through that exact experience, like it's so like disgusting, traumatizing on so many levels. Like I think Adam can make 1,000 videos on it about it and it would be justified. You know what I mean? Because it is. And then to have everyone now publicly shame you back in 2020 when it happened, but now Vanity Fair calling only you out and no one else out is actually like so insane. I haven't read the article. I should probably read the article, I guess. But there should be like legal grounds for him or something, because isn't that like, I don't know, like slander? I don't know what they're saying. I guess they're saying they're just recapping the story, but oh man. Yeah, I think she should do a real statement, like a real statement and stuff, because I think, I don't know.
Yeah, regardless, this stuff isn't helping anyone's situation, this article. If that was the goal, is to help anyone's, I don't think it did. I think it just raises more questions.
Helped absolutely no one.
Helped no
and
one.
whether they know Colleen or don't.
Yeah,
trigger a lot of people. It's so true. It's why I like really don't like watch this stuff, because it's like so upsetting, and I think that's crazy. I don't like it.
Me either.
And I'm sorry we ended on that note, y'all. That is, I don't know. I feel like there's like so much to say about this situation, and it's just one of those things where it's just when you're a fan of somebody, no matter any age, but when you're a fan of someone and that person that you admire, like takes advantage in any sort of way or manipulates in any sort of way, like it's hard to come in with the words. It's like so awful, and it's like not your fault. And if you're a minor, and you know, I also get the point of like, you know, someone was criticizing the guy that got sent the text message, Johnny. He's criticizing him for like making fun of me back. But it's like when you idolize someone, it's like they're doing the, like, of course you're gonna be in on it too. Especially like Adam, I'm sure when he's younger, I'm sure he partaked in it, whatever. I think he said it too, because he's like, I apologize, Trisha. It's like, you don't need to apologize to me. Like, I get it. Like, you're a child. Like, you don't need to apologize for like whatever, you know. But God, I wish there was just more that could be done about, you know, about that stuff in general, because like I don't know. You guys, this is Just Trish, and we'll try and keep it lighthearted next time.
Well, next week we can tease our Taylor Swift.
I mean, either a lot of people will tune in or a lot of people will be tuning out.
No, I will say, I mean, maybe it's because my FYP is very biased, but a lot of people were very excited for your Swiftie journey.
Wait, really? I haven't seen anything about Taylor Swift anywhere on my TikTok.
See, we live in very different bubbles, but I can confirm, as far as like I'm very involved in the, you know, Swiftie community.
Are you on like a Swiftie Reddit?
I've seen occasionally, but only for like research purposes when it comes to like getting tickets or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, everything I've seen, everyone's very excited for your journey into Swiftiedom, and
I'm excited to
lead
my outfit.
you.
Yeah. We haven't shown the cosplay yet. I think it's kind of niche. I think you're not going to know what it's from.
I hope mine fits. We'll see.
Did you make it? Did you order it?
I ordered it, yeah.
I looked for the exact pieces she was wearing, but it was like so long ago, and it was like designer pieces, and I was like, okay, I'll just get like that.
I'm so excited to see. I wonder what era's. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited too. I'm super excited to learn about it. And then the week after, we have our first guest, which I'm not going to say yet, but I'm really excited. And a lot of people have been tagging this person on my TikTok, and like they are our first guest, which I'm super excited. And we have more guests lined up, and they're going to just, I feel like we have a really good like flow and really good guests coming up, so I'm super excited. And anyone you guys want to see, let us know.
Yeah.
I'll DM them. I have no shame. I'll DM everybody. Like, you want to come on back? I was shocked that people responded. And like, yeah, I will. I was like, okay. So anybody you want to see, let us know. And yeah, this has been just, oh wait, I was going to kick and I got caught in my fringe. This is such a cute outfit, but I'm sure it does not, that one, I mean, it is Just Trish and Oscar and Moses. And we will see you next week for our Eras Tour show.
Journey.
Episode Journey. Lore. Bye.